In just a moment, X-1. But first, when you hear the hearty laugh and familiar voice of the great Gildersleeve tomorrow night, you know you're in for some hilarious adventures. Because wherever Gildy is around, why, somehow things never seem to go as planned. It might be his impulsive nature, or maybe it's his incurable weakness for the fairer sex. But whatever it is, the great Gildersleeve is bound to keep you laughing for a full 30 minutes. Tune in tomorrow night and meet Judge Hooker, Nephew Leroy, Housekeeper Bertie, and all the rest of the friendly people from Somerville as they join the great Gildersleeve. And now stay tuned for X-1 on NBC.
Countdown for blast off. X-5, 4, 3, 2, X-1, fire. From the far horizons of the unknown come transcribed tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million, could be years, on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine, presents X-1. Tonight's story, Junkyard, by Clifford D. Simak.
The funny thing about the whole thing was the fact that we had never intended to land on Planet 9. We circled it and decided it was strictly a low-grade affair. It wouldn't amount to anything for 1 billion years or so. As commander of a galactic survey team, I couldn't waste my time on it. Then my exec saw this junkyard through the telescope. We landed, took a look at a load of alien machine parts discarded by some other spaceship, and then prepared to take off for Earth. It had all been a waste of time.
Engine room, MacGyver.
This is Commander Warren. All secure?
Yes, sir.
Very well. Countdown for blastoff.
Engine room ready, sir.
X-5, -4, -3, -2, -1. Fire. Mac, what's wrong down there?
Well, I don't know, sir.
Brady, get the data analyzer ready. We'll have to correct for a new takeoff time.
That's the first time I ever heard of engine failure before takeoff.
Well, better before than after. Engine room?
Yes, sir.
What's happening? You boys ready yet?
No, sir.
Well, burn it, man. Get going. I want those engines started.
Sir,
What is it?
I don't quite know what to say.
Well, say something or I'll have you busted.
We can't start the engines, Commander. At least I can't.
Well, why not?
I don't know.
Klein, put Klein on.
Lieutenant Klein, sir.
Lieutenant, what is going on down there? Is there something wrong with the engines?
No, sir. I've double-checked them.
Well, then let's get them heated up or we'll be on this godforsaken planet the rest of our lives.
We can't do it, sir.
Klein, suppose you tell me exactly why you can't start the engines. Can you do that?
Yes, sir.
All right, why?
Because, sir, we can't remember how.
What?
Yes, sir. We've forgotten how to start the engine.
Lieutenant, report up here in 1 minute. Bring Dr. Spencer with you.
Yes, sir.
All right, Brady, where have you got it?
Got what, Ira?
Don't play innocent. You and I have been doing planet surveys together for 15 years. You carry enough dead weight in grain alcohol on every trip to keep you happy for 1,000,000 light years. Now, obviously, the boys in the engine room have gotten into it.
Impossible.
Where is it?
I got a few fifths in my locker, but nobody's touched it. I checked a few minutes ago.
Well, then somebody has got some in the engine room. Come in.
Lieutenant Klein, sir, I brought Dr. Spencer as ordered.
Hello, Doc. Did Klein here tell you what's going on?
He did.
How long will it take you to get these guys sobered up?
I can't,
Why not?
because they're not drunk. I tested Klein in my office.
Now, wait a minute, Doc. Are you trying to get me to actually believe that these men, intergalactic engineers with years of hyperfission experience, have forgotten how to start the engines of this ship?
That's right.
You're serious?
Dead serious, Ira. Something, somehow, has caused these men to forget how to start the engines.
There it was. It fit in perfectly with a lot of other annoying little things that have been happening to us ever since we put down on Planet 9. It was to have been a routine exploration of a low-grade, uninhabited planet. Some routine exploration. All right, Klein, now listen to me. Do you have manuals aboard, engineering manuals?
Yes, sir.
Take the engine room boys and study those manuals. They'll tell you how to start the ship, won't they?
Yes, sir.
Okay, get going. Doc, I'd like you to stay here with me and Brady for a minute.
Okay.
Report back to me, Klein.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Doc, you're supposed to be an expert on space medicine. What is it?
I've never seen anything like it, Ira.
Brady?
Search me, Captain. I've seen 'em with space blues, alien psychoses, the works. But I've never seen a disease that could make a crew forget how to start the engines.
Maybe it isn't a disease.
Okay, what then?
Maybe it's a deliberate thing.
You mean they're faking?
No, I know Klein and the others too well for that. I mean, maybe there's some outside influence.
Doc, we've surveyed this planet from top to bottom. We know there isn't a living cell on it.
What about the junkyard?
What junkyard?
Oh, he means that pile of rusty space engine parts we found. The boys nicknamed it the junkyard.
He's right. Somebody put it there.
Well, we know that another spaceship landed here. We know that from the blast marks on the rock. We know that for some unexplained reason they took their engine apart and tried to put it together again. We know they succeeded in building a much simpler engine, leaving a lot of spare parts, and we know that they took off. The blast-off marks tell us that, too.
What we don't know is whether or not they left somebody behind. Or something.
What about that stone tower, Ira?
The boys looked it over. It's just a pile of stones. They probably threw them together as a shelter while they were rebuilding their engine.
Oh, that sounds too simple.
I don't like that tower, Ira.
Why not?
I don't know. It was scary. It had that black look about it. The smell of death. I felt it when I walked past with Klein and MacIver.
Well, that's the Celt in you, banshees and spooks.
I still don't like it. I need a drink.
Skip it. We should be ready to blast off in a few minutes. Engine room. Engine room. What's going on down there? Engine room. Lieutenant Klein.
Daddy? Is that you, Daddy? Did you bring me a present? Daddy, I'm scared.
Holy mackerel, that's Klein. He's gone off his rocker. Klein! Doc, I think we better get down to that engine room. When Doc examined Klein, he found him to have the mind and memory of a 6-year-old.
That's it, Ira. Something drained Klein of his memory. And that's as much as I can tell you.
Well, that's a big help.
Here's the manual he was reading.
Well, at least we can follow this manual and get off this stinking planet. Hand it to me.
Right here. Anything wrong, Ira? Is it all there?
It's all here, Doc. This is the engine manual that tells all about the engines. How they operate, how to locate trouble, how to fix them, how to start them.
Well, what is it then? You're sweating like a pig.
All of a sudden, I can't remember the symbols. Doc, I've forgotten how to read. I left the engine room and went out through the lock to stand on the outside platform of the ship. I looked over the junkyard where the metal of the rusted engine parts gleamed. There was a riddle there. A riddle we hadn't been able to figure out. Why had an alien spaceship landed here, ripped out its engines, and then put together a simple, less efficient engine and taken off again? And they had worked in an awful hurry, judging by the mess they left. Why? Why?
Mind if I join you, Ira?
No, help yourself, Doc. How's Klein?
We've made him some toys. He's playing with them. I've assigned Mac to see that he doesn't hurt himself.
Doc.
Yes?
Have you got any ideas on what's happening to us?
Well, man experiences incidents, gathers knowledge, knows emotions. Then, as he grows older, he begins to forget those experiences, forget that knowledge. That's what life is, a long series of forgettings. Here, on 9, in some impossible way, the forgetting is speeded up. It happens overnight.
No, there's more to it than that. Well, I'm going back to my cabin and try to get some rest.
Is that you, Ira?
That's me, Batters.
What gives?
We're in a jam.
There's been planets I wouldn't mind being marooned on, you know. But this ain't one of them. There's something here, Ira. I can feel it.
Yes, I can feel it myself. Maybe we should have looked around more.
Klein looked around. Klein was the one found that tower.
Bertie, that's right. He did.
He said he didn't like it. He said it scared him.
In the morning, Bad Ears, we'll go and see that tower. In the morning, I took Doc and MacIver and Brady with me, and we walked across the valley to the stone tower. It wasn't much of a tower, maybe 8 or 9 feet high, made of rocks piled one on top of the other.
Pretty solid. Well built and odd. Type F culture, I'd say.
Did anybody bother to look inside this thing? MacIver, you were here with Klein yesterday.
Yes, sir. We couldn't find a way in, Captain. Klein poked around but gave up.
Well, we'll make a way in. Stand back. I think I can shoot the top off it. Oh, no, that should be big enough for a man to lower himself into. Okay, pass a rope around my shoulders.
Captain.
Yes?
In case there's anything, well, dangerous, maybe I ought to go. After all, I'm survey engineer.
MacIver's right, Ira.
Okay, Mac, your responsibility.
Yes, sir. Just fasten the rope under my arms.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Now, I'll climb up and lower myself in. If I pull twice, haul me out. One pull means okay. Give me a hand, Brady, huh?
How about a quick shot of whiskey first?
Never touch it. Ready? Yep.
Can you see inside?
Black as a tomb. I'm going to lower myself. Pay out a little rope. Well, it's been lovely. Here we go.
One tug. He's on the ground inside.
Yeah, I wonder what he's found.
I still don't like it.
Oh, Brady, there's probably not a thing in there except a few... There's 2 tugs. 3. Come on, haul them out.
Brady, help me through the top.
Right. Easy now, Mac. What the heck is in there, anyway? Mac? Mac?
Dada.
Holy jumping asteroids. Doc, he's flipped.
No, he hasn't lost his mind. He's just reverted to babyhood.
We stood there at the foot of the tower, stunned. MacIver sat on the ground, happy as a clam, playing with his fingers and talking happy little nonsense syllables. Doc, take a look at him. Make sure that he's okay physically.
Check. If it's fright, his pulse will be way up. Mac, let me have your hand. That's a good fellow. Now. Good heavens.
What is it?
I've forgotten what the normal pulse rate is. Pulse?
Doc, let's get out of here. Brady, pick up MacIver and bring him back to the ship. Come on, let's get away from this tower. A few minutes later, Brady and I sat in the captain's quarters. He didn't do much talking, just sat and tipped his bottle to his lips ever so often. Well, at least we know in a general way what we're up against.
Do we?
We know there's been knowledge lost, important information forgotten.
Check.
Now, that memory, that lost skill, that knowledge went somewhere. Maybe there's something in that tower that takes it away. And I have a silly feeling we might even get it back.
Have a drink.
That is, get a couple of men, volunteers.
Now?
Now.
What for?
We're going to find out what's inside that tower. We lowered a rotating infrared movie camera into the tower, took some pictures, and went back to the ship for a look. There was something in there, all right.
Now, as far as we can determine, this thing we photographed is shaped like a watermelon standing on end. The movement of the hairs all over it suggests vibrations, such as an antenna of an insect. Underneath are wires leading to terminals that seemed plugged right into the thing.
You think it's a form of life?
My guess is a combination of living organism and machine. After all, man and machines work together. The difference is that man retains his individual identity.
Well, since it doesn't locomote, somebody or something must have put it there.
Exactly.
It looks like some kind of communication organism.
If it is, it's a communication machine that is built to take in information rather than pass it along.
Doc, do you really think that egg in there has been stealing our memory?
Why not?
Well, because it's too wild. That's why not.
It's no wilder than a lot of other things we found. Say that egg is a device for gathering knowledge.
But there's no knowledge here to gather. I mean, how often does a ship land on an out-of-the-way melon like this?
Wait a minute, Brady. Who says that knowledge has to be collected here?
What?
I said, why do we assume that knowledge has to be collected right here on Planet 9? We forget things back on Earth, don't we?
Good Lord.
Suppose you were some race setting out fish traps for knowledge, and you had plenty of time to gather it. Where would you put your traps? On a planet swarming with intelligent beings where the traps would be found and destroyed or their secrets snatched away? Or would you put them out on some second-rate world where nobody would ever bother them?
Good heavens, I'd pick a spot just like this.
Let me fill in this picture, Doc. I think that some unknown race is bent on trapping knowledge throughout the galaxy.
Ira, if what you say is true, if it is, then every time someone on Earth forgets something, it's because one of these eggs has drained it out of him.
Well?
It's too fantastic.
Have you got a better guess?
No.
The question is, what do we do next? If anybody gets near that egg, he winds up like some puling little baby.
You were pretty near it that first day. Did you forget anything?
Well, how should I know? I was too pleasantly lit up on grain spirits to know the difference.
Well, the question is still, what now?
I'm going outside to think.
Ira.
Yes?
There is one thing to keep in mind.
What is that, Doc?
If those are memory traps, then there must be a way for somebody to empty them. And if we're ever going to get away from here, what's gone in has got to come out.
I stood out on the platform of the ship and tried to make some sort of pattern of it. Forgetfulness. That was the key word. All through the galaxy, in every culture, there was forgetfulness. There were lots of learned theories, of course, kinks in the brain, neuroses, data processing. But suppose they were wrong. Might it not be that forgetfulness was caused by thousands upon thousands of these memory traps planted throughout the galaxy, nibbling away at the conscious memory of all the sentient beings that lived among the stars? On Earth, a man forgets slowly because the traps are far away. But here, in their very shadow, a man forgets suddenly. And then another thought entered my mind. What kind of race had set these traps? How did they empty them? How? Brady.
Huh?
Where do you keep your liquor?
Not cheap.
Come on, where?
It's in my locker.
Get it out of there, all of it.
Ira.
That's a direct order.
Okay.
All of it. That it?
Yeah. I never thought I'd see the day when you pulled rank on me, Ira. If you confiscate this stuff, so help me, I'll never forgive
Who said
you.
anything about confiscating? That is, have you ever really hung one on? I mean, just got pie-eyed drunk?
Well, let's see. Yeah, there was once on Mars.
Was that the worst?
It was beautiful. Took me 3 days to sober up. They say I fought off the whole galactic patrol for hours.
Well, do you think you got enough here to get that polluted again?
I got a pretty good supply, Ira.
Well, that's good, because in 1 minute, I'm going to give you a direct order to hang on the biggest, most monstrous drunk in the entire history of the universe. But first you have to volunteer.
I volunteer.
No, not until I explain why I'm doing this.
Ira, this sort of project don't need reasons. It's a pleasure.
Let me finish. You know that egg up in the tower?
Yeah?
The minute you get near it, it grabs your mind, wipes it clean, right?
Yeah.
And a lead space helmet doesn't shield you, as we saw with MacIver.
Right.
Now, Doc thinks this egg is a kind of communications thing.
It must be.
Okay, you're a communications man. What do you do when you can't shield a communication?
Well, that's easy. You scramble it. Any fool knows. Holy mackerel.
Exactly. Are you still game?
You think it'll work?
I don't know. I think it might.
Well, suppose it doesn't.
You'd be a babbling infant like Klein and MacIver.
If we don't stop that thing, it'll happen anyway.
Unless we can remember how to start the engines.
Okay, Ira. I'll do it. When do I start?
Right now.
Well, Ira, here's mud in your ever-loving intergalactic eyeballs. You know something? I'm beginning to like this mission already.
Well, that kills the last bottle.
How am I doing, Ira, old buddy?
You're not drunk enough. I should have picked somebody like Doc, except he'd probably pass out.
I'm not drunk enough, huh, old buddy pal?
Not yet.
Well, then, in which case, old buddy, I'm going to have to do something I never like to have to do.
What's that?
I'm going to have to go into my extra special emergency reserve supply. It's a little supply I keep in case of getting marooned on a planet, you know? I don't like to go into it, but in this case, it's my duty. I'm a rambling wreck from Georgia Tech and a heck of an engineer. A rambling wreck from Georgia Tech and a heck of an engineer. Woo! Blast off!
Okay, I guess you're ready. What do you think, Doc?
Most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Is he drunk enough?
What I want to know is what's keeping him conscious.
Okay, Bad Ears, on your feet. Help him up, Doc.
Right.
Rambling wreck from Georgia Tech.
Let's go, Bad Ears.
Right. Rambling wreck from Georgia Tech.
Somehow we pushed, hauled, and stumbled Bad Ears Brady out of the ship and up the rocks to the egg tower. We erected a tripod over the hole with a block and tackle, passed a rope around Brady's chest, and hauled him over the entrance to the tower. There he swung like some overstuffed pig, singing raucously under the eerie moonlight.
Rambling wreck from Georgia Tech.
Well, what do you say, Ira?
We got the earphones on him so they can't slip off.
They're on.
Well, I guess we're ready to lower him.
Ira.
Yep.
You sure? It's a man's life.
I'm not sure, Doc. But as commander of this expedition, I sometimes have to risk the lives of my men.
Okay, Ira.
Lower away before I start to get sober. Lower away. Blast off. Fire one. Fire two. Bon voyage, Ira.
Good luck, Brady. Good luck.
He's at the bottom, Ira.
Yeah. Bad Ears, can you hear me?
Get your hands out of my hair. Someone's got his hands in my hair, Ira.
Oh, the thing must be picking at his brain. Brady, listen to me. Do you see the egg?
See it. It's my buddy, Ira. My little old egghead buddy. You and me's buddies, egghead, right? Have a drink.
Oh, good Lord, he's got a bottle with him. He's pouring it on the egg. Brady, listen to me. The wires.
Wires?
The lead wires you took in with you.
Yeah.
Pull out the studs on the egg and hook your wires to it. You got that?
Just a minute. Me and Egghead's got to have a drink.
Oh, good heavens. It's no use, Ira. He's too drunk to know what he's doing.
I'll try again. Brady, listen. Your friend, the egg, can't hear you, see? He can't have a drink until you hook your wires into him. You got that?
Sure, that's an awful thing. That's dreadful. Okay.
What's he doing? Doc, you getting any impulses?
Not a thing.
Maybe we better haul him out. If he starts to sober up...
Maybe we'd better.
Okay, 1, 2...
Wait a minute, wait.
What?
I'm getting something, Ira. What? This is fantastic. Oh, I'm getting something.
All right, haul him out, quick. Come on.
Rambling wreck from Georgia Tech. Rambling...
Brady, are you all right? Doc, help me. Take a look at him. Is he okay?
Yes, he's okay. Just passed out.
Let's get him back to the ship.
Right. You know what, Ira?
What?
Tomorrow about 9 a.m., we're going to be in on the most colossal hangover in the history of mornings after.
We were in on more than Doc Spencer had bargained for. More than any human being had any business being in on.
Oh.
Well, Brady, how do you feel?
Shoot me.
You turned the trick. The tower. You hooked into the egg. The stuff is rolling out now. Doc and the boys have got a recording hooked up. The stuff they're listening in on is enough to set your teeth on edge.
What's that?
The information that mind trap has been collecting for hundreds of years. It'll take us years to sort it out, but we're getting some of it straight already.
Any of our own stuff?
Plenty.
Anything on engines?
Well, not on our engines.
So?
We got the dope on the junkyard engine. Mac and the boys are helping to get it assembled. We're ripping out our own engines and just keeping some of the parts.
Another junkyard, huh?
Another junkyard. The engine we're building now is superior to anything ever built.
Pretty handy little gadget, that egg. Only one thing.
What's that?
Tell Doc if he comes across a good hangover remedy to let me know, huh? Oh.
It took us about 6 days to assemble new engines using some of our parts and some of the advanced designs from the junkyard. During most of that time, Doc Spencer sat down at the tower with a set of headphones monitoring the information from the egg. He was like a man possessed. I didn't think anything unnatural was happening until the night of the 6th day. Well, that does it. The boys have got the engines ready for blast-off. There's a full moon, too.
We should be able to lift her by tomorrow morning, huh?
We're blasting off in exactly 1 minute, that is.
What?
In exactly 1 minute.
But Ira, Doc, and some of the techno boys are down monitoring that egg.
I know it.
Well, it'll take them 20 minutes to get back into the ship with all that equipment.
They're not getting back.
Huh?
I said they're not getting back.
Ira, are you nuts?
Come here, that is. I want you to take a look through this field scope. You can get a good close-up of Doc and the boys who have been monitoring that egg.
Now, wait till I get it focused.
You got 'em?
Yeah?
Take a close-up.
Mother in heaven.
You see why we have to leave them here?
Those faces, they're like some kind of beast. What is it, Ira? What's happened to them?
The same thing that must have happened to the crew of the last ship that touched here. The same thing that made them blast out of here in such a tearing hurry.
What?
That is, there isn't only knowledge in that thing. Those boys are monitoring something else.
Something else.
Personality, that is. They're not human anymore. They're turning alien. They were still there when the ship roared up away from Planet 9 and pointed her silver nose toward Earth. We could see them in the scopes. A group of tiny figures crouched over the recording equipment, their earphones plugged into the egg. They didn't even look up when we blasted off. They were no longer human now. They were something else. Something 1,000,000 light years old and of another world.
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine. Your announcer, Fred Collins. X-1 was directed by Daniel Sutter and is an NBC Radio Network production.
Good morning, everyone. How are we? Happy October. Hello, Holiday Chicken. Nice mask. So anyways, you know me, like I'm sitting here eating my cereal bar, drinking my coffee, thinking about this weekend, wearing my new shirt, Budman. That's Budman. There you go. There he is. Budman. Bicentennial Budman. There we go. This decal here, this iron-on, this press-on, screen-printed decal is 45 years old. The girls at the t-shirt place pressed it onto one of my shirts for me, and they were completely surprised. They were baffled on how good of condition it is in. It feels brand new. It's got a slight little bit of discoloration where the heat started to pick up the image. There's a slight spot on the bottom here where it just doesn't want to stick. What do you expect after 45 years old? I am amazed. I wish I had bleached this shirt out a little bit, honestly, before I put it on. I've got a Starsky shirt graphic that I'm going to take next and have it put on a red shirt. And I'm thinking maybe I'll stop by and pick up that red shirt and wash it a few times and bleach out some of that red. Kind of fade it a little bit. I think that'd look kind of cool. A little faded with an old decal. Hopefully the decal will still work. It'll look really good on an old shirt. Yeah. Totally. Totally. Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Daughter goes off again to university today. So, at about 6:30, I've got to put together the cooler. Yeah, I won't be wearing this shirt too often, and I'll probably wear it a few times in between washes, right? Because it's just so delicate. I'm going to have to get a current count on my t-shirts because I am going to be up by about 4 t-shirts this week. At least. We've got the 2 graphic tees that I designed. One from a vintage t-shirt image and one that is an original on a vintage retro subject. But it's pretty cool. I cannot wait to get these shirts. I'm not going to be able to help screen print the shirts. Their schedule and office is too crazy. And so they are going to take some pictures. They're going to take some pictures and some videos of the process. And then when I go down to pick up the shirts, I'll get some more photographs and possibly video of me with the girls and the 2 new t-shirts. I'm also going to have some stuff printed onto my own colored t-shirts. So probably this week I will go by and I'll get another pack of t-shirts. And get a couple different colors printed of the shirts that we're printing. So that I've got a little something different to wear. It's good to kind of whet the appetites of people who are going to want to get these t-shirts, right? And let people know that Look, the shirt comes in one color. The shirt comes in one color. You want a special order a color? I can probably do that. I can go down, I can buy a special color, order a special color. And then you'll have your own special colored shirt. Everybody else is wearing the brown and you're wearing a green. You know, that's heavy. You're wearing a yellow. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, it's just a little bit of twinging, a little pain twinges. I like the word twinge. I don't like the way it feels, but I like the way it sounds. Yeah, okay, finish off this breakfast. Bada bing. What am I going to do for November? What is the holiday chicken going to wear in November? Turkey feather? Maybe a Native American headdress. Since they're the ones that got screwed because of Thanksgiving. Well, one thing I've always wanted to do, but I've never had the time, is to have a Native American Thanksgiving dinner, right? Have foods that would have been eaten throughout the year in a Native American family household. What were I know we had different things that we can't get now, right? We can't, we're not going to eat boiled dog. We're not going to eat, what is that, buffalo, right? We're not going to eat buffalo hump. We're not going to eat anything weird that is difficult to get and probably a little off. You know. There's no way in hell I'm going to ever eat dog, right? I'm never ever going to eat cat. I'm probably never going to eat anything that hasn't already been domesticated to eat, right? At least here. Try to make it so that everyone can sleep for another hour. Let's see. My daughter gets up in about an hour to start getting ready. My wife will get up in about an hour and a half to get ready. Maybe 2 hours, depending on, you know, she doesn't have to do much. Make a couple of sandwiches, drink some coffee. Let's see. Oh, she's going over with the boys today to help the boys out. That's cool. Let's see. You know what I need to get is one of those plastic and plexiglass cardboard poster frame things, right? I need to get one of those that you can cut down to a specific size, right? Cut the plastic, cut the trim, cut the cardboard, cut everything down to fit a specific size. I've got a banner, a long banner, that I'm hoping will fit on one of those. It should. Pardon me. Yeah. So I will try to get one of those, put in a poster frame thingy. That's going to be one of those things that's up for grabs at the reunion if it all works out. I mean, everything's still an if, you know. There's a lot of 80s reunion, 70s Elsinore. There's a lot of reunion stuff. And everybody's trying to, most of the people who are doing it are trying to do a party for profit type thing where somebody's going to come out making some money off of this. Those cruises, the Tigers cruise, the Elsinore cruises, where all the old gang get together and go on a cruise, right? And there's like a select group of people who do that, because there's only a select group of people who do cruises and have the money to do cruises and the time to do that kind of stuff, right? So those people are always going on those cruises. And somebody, probably a travel agent from the old days, somebody who's become a travel agent, is probably making money off of all of this. Somebody who's skimming ticket prices and scamming people for parties and shirts and stuff. This is none of that, all right? This is not a shirt scam. It's not my autistic child makes shirts kind of thing. It's not a cruise thing where you're going to pay a little extra because you're a buddy, right? So give me some. No, it's none of that. It is just about the people. The donation thing is about the reunion. You don't have to pay to go. If you can't even afford to get in, you're already in. It don't matter, right? It's about donations. It's about us helping each other to make sure that we can all go. That's what it's about. Yeah. So I am going to have to put that responsibility, the responsibility of getting people to donate and getting people aware of what's going on, that responsibility is going to have to fall into the hands of other people. This week, I'm going to have to contact a handful of people who are going to have to be responsible for keeping the momentum going while I'm kind of out of the picture, right? My Halloween costume. I'm going to get my Halloween. I figured out what my Halloween costume is going to be, and I'm probably going to wear it next week. Because next week is my last week. Next week is the last week of mornings, the last week of nighttime nonsense and nostalgia. It's the last time of anything with me going live and speaking for at least 2 months, maybe 6 months. It's kind of a bummer. Yeah, I'll be talking at home and stuff, but that's it. It'll, my voice will be between me and my wife and daughter, and that's it. Nothing else. Nobody else. Low fade. So, for sure, I'm totally, wow. Yeah. And you know what? The way things are looking insurance-wise, and being starting this procedure and then having my insurance canceled and then having to go through the whole thing again, I'm trying to avoid that right now. So I may not be getting started with the whole procedure until early November, depending on what happens with the health insurance. I have to make sure to keep my health benefits at least for the next 6 months or longer. At least. Yeah, baby. Oh, baby, oh, baby. So let's see, yeah. What have we got going on this week? I've uploaded all of the X-1. We've only got another week and a half left, almost 2 weeks left, that's it, of X-1. And I've loaded up that second to the last week, and I've only got 4 more episodes to upload. and I have to create one of those. Two of the four, are from 58. One is from 57, and one is from 73. So I need to deal with that. I created the 5 educational films for next week. I thankfully had enough in my files to take care of next week and possibly the following week, and maybe even enough to do a Halloween live or a Halloween video time machine, Halloween week, Halloween night. I'm still trying to figure it out. It's probably going to be a last minute thing. But I do have my costume. It ain't much. It's a teddy, right? Oh, teddy bear? No. Ah, yeah. That's good stuff. Good stuff, baby. Who ya to ya? That's it. Who ya a to ya? Wow. Wow. Video Time Machine from last week premieres this week on Thursday at 5. So check it out. If you didn't watch last week's Nighttime Nonsense and Nostalgia, go ahead and check out the playlist for Video Time Machine and see the one that pops up on Thursday. Eventually, I will re-edit the number 1 and get rid of the stuff that got us canceled that night, and I will reboot that episode. It's about an hour long. I had to whittle it down. I'm going to have the original version. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to create a file with all of them and with the edited out information as well. Like that. Yeah, baby. Going to Vegas Saturday and Sunday. Kids are going to a show. I'm just kind of going along. There's going to come a point where I won't be going along on these overnight, multi-day trips. Kid's 20. Kid's 20 years old, right? She's highly responsible and has a lot of highly responsible friends, but the only thing is that because of the whole stay-at-home thing and home school thing that happened for like almost 2 years, right? It took the last 2 years of high school away from them pretty much. I think they had the last year of high school, but it took a couple of years, important time of learning how to adult and learning how to do adult things and having the opportunities to go out and do adult things, right? Yeah. Fucking A. So, not her fault. But at the same time, you don't want to learn a lot of these going out things when you're going out. And you don't want to learn those things going out alone or with just a friend, right? When we do go on these trips, I'm constantly like, okay, so like if this ever happens, do this. Be sure to have this happening. Be sure to do this. Make sure you worry about that. And I'm always trying to drill these things into her so that when I'm not there, these things will pop into her head. Oh, we got to do this. Oh, we got to remember that. Oh, don't do that. That kind of thing. Watch a couple of creepy movies, right? That freak people out about strangers, like The Hitcher. All right. What's that other one? Joyride. Jeepers Creepers, Dead End. God, there was another one that came and went. Duel, right? Steven Spielberg's Dennis Weaver movie. Movies that are like, you know, hey, there's this stranger and he keeps fucking with us, you know. Maybe we shouldn't have fucked with him. Exactly. Don't fuck with people. They won't fuck with you. Ignore, they fuck with you, ignore them. Yeah. Unless, of course, you have the ability to fuck with them back. Then fuck with them back. Don't let them get away with shit. You know, hey, Johnny Law, this is the asshole that's been following us for 20 miles, riding our bumper, trying to cut us off and shit. Yeah, that guy. Him. Yes, I will file charges against him. At the very least, keep him here for an hour until we're out of fucking town. You know, keep him here for an hour and he can't catch up with us. Of course, trying to have a cop stop and do nothing for an hour is like impossible, right? Yeah, stay here. I gotta go to a call. You promised to stay here. Oh, sure, officer. I won't mess with those kids anymore. Oh, yeah. As kids, we were harassed. We were harassed big time by all types of people. Usually it was the big, meat-faced, jarhead, thick-necked Gunter dudes that just hated long hairs, right? Give me a long hair. I just want to eat the face of a long hair, right? Those guys. They used to harass us all the time, you know, because they had muscles. We didn't, because they had short hair, and we didn't, because they drank Budweiser and we smoked pot. You know, it was like there was this big, I'm going to kill you thing because you're different, right? How dare you be different? You know, it's like the Native Americans, right? That whole thing. A girl walks by a couple of cowboys drinking beers, and all they can do is say, come here, little squaw. You look, get some fine tits, little squaw, right? That kind of shit, right? Yeah. It just makes you want to get violent, right? It's like violence begets violence. Yeah. Because you get so fucking boiled, you know, you just want to put your fist through somebody's head, right? You just want to reach up inside of them and rip out their heart and just chew on it right in front of them. Yeah, that's what you want to do. At least, you know, that's what I feel like I want to do. I go out into the world and people look at me like, oh, you, one of those. And I look at them like, hey, fuck you, one of those. Fucking Karen, fuck you. Yeah, I ever get looks from people, or they give me that tone, or that looking down at me thing. I always get right up in their face like, you got a fucking problem with me? Tell me to my fucking face, bitch. Yeah, I don't. You know, I used to just cower and avoid people like that. I don't do this shit anymore. Like I was telling the girls at the shirt place, I used to be meek and timid and introverted and shy and quiet most of the time because I was afraid of confrontation. It's like, you know what? Fuck you, bring it on, bitches. I told them I'm done with that. You know, I told them I don't do that shit anymore. I guess something to say, I fucking say it. Yeah, and I certainly don't give a shit what other people fucking say and think. Unless they're near, and then, motherfucker, if I overhear it, you're gonna have me crawling up and down your fucking face. Period. That's all there is to that shit. Time to heat up the coffee. So, my plan, once again, is the usual plan. It's to keep busy. It's to keep way busy. Especially once I go through this procedure, my plan is to just keep moving forward. Just keep moving forward and try to do as much as I can while I can. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to rearrange this room a little bit. I'm going to jam myself into this corner here and create a little bit of a little cubby here. The camera will still be coming in from the same direction. I'll just be a little further back and in this corner. And I'll have the option of having a couple of other cameras in here as well. I'll be doing a little bit of rearranging in here. I'm going to try to set it up so that I can have my daughter's full-size keyboard set up in here. It's huge. Big Yamahopper. So I'm going to try to set that up in here and learn how to play the piano. I'm going to teach myself how to play a few songs. I'm also going to learn how to play the ukulele and the mandolin and whatever else I can fucking get my hands on here. At some point, once I'm all finished with my dental procedure, I'll probably get into some wind instruments. Why? Because I've always wanted to, and when things are tick-tocking, you want to do as much as you can while you can. So I'm going to take the opportunity to learn how to play some musical instruments to the best of my ability for some specific songs, right? So that when I come back in a few months from the whole procedure thing, hopefully I will have some new stuff going on. I would really like to be able to come up with the musical pieces for a song and do all of those musical pieces separately, right? And then kind of edit it all together, right? Now that's going to take some thinking. So I'm going to take a couple of songs, and I'm going to, Let's Go to the Movies is going to be one of them. I'm going to take Let's Go to the Movies. That is basically vocals, rhythm guitar, bass guitar, and harmonica. I'm going to take that, and I'm going to expand on it, and I'm going to try to add in some ukulele, some banjo, some fiddle, violin, fiddle, and whatever else I can get in. I might try to do an accordion. I'll probably get a small accordion to start with and see if I can figure out how to use that accordion. Harmonica, kazoo, mouth harp thingy, the works. Now, I have all of the sounds in my head. I don't know how to read music. I don't know much about the whole musical process, music theory, all of that. I do know the sounds that are in my head. If I can interpret the sounds that are in my head as well as I have done in the past creating my songs, I think I can do it. You know, the banjo's not going to be hard. I don't want a lot of picking banjo, a little bit, but mainly strumming. You know, thumping and strumping, stamping and vamping. I would also like to be able to learn how to play a couple of instruments specifically for some songs. So I can say, okay, look, here's my guitar and a song. Okay, look, here's a ukulele and a song. Here's a mandolin and a song. Here's a piano and a song. If I can get you and you and you up here to help me play, I'll play the drums and sing a song, right? So that's kind of where I'm at. I want to go out with a bang, right? I mean, I feel like the candle burning out that's burning twice as bright, right? That's kind of what I feel like creatively. Physically, I feel like this candle is like the wick is like, the flame is like, but it's brighter than fuck right now, and I need to think of that. I honestly think I got about a year left in me, if I'm lucky, right? And that's like if I don't subscribe to the whole medical industry hospital thing, right? I'm assuming that if I go to the doctor, the hospital, and it's a pretty good assumption on my part, that just like the days of old when the girls, the Native American women would assume that if they go to the hospital for anything, they're going to come out without a uterus, right? I kind of feel the same way about hospitals, where if I go into a hospital, I'm pretty sure I'm either going to come out in a bag, toe tagged, or come out with having been butchered, right, and given a time limit, right? It's like, all right, we butchered you and we did the best we could. You got 6 months now. Or I'm just going to come out with a shelf life. All right, here's your expiration date. Go home and get a bottle of pills, right? So I'm just trying to do as much as possible, you know. I don't really want to turn myself over to doctors in the medical industry because I have no trust in them. Just like I have no trust in the government, I have no trust in law enforcement, I have no trust in judges or the law. I have no trust in the legal system. There is no justice. There are no cures. There's only bullshit. That's all there is, right? So, I mean, you look at all of these insurance fucking bullshit that's on right now. Be sure to do it by December. It's like, fuck you, you know, make your decision now. You know, with this program, all your drugs are taken care of. Drugs. That's all they keep talking about is drugs. Drugs are free. Drugs, get your prescriptions. Drugs. It's like, that's not what medical fucking care is. In the United States, it's all about pills. You go somewhere else, and they actually try to help you. No, don't take those pills. No. What are you, a stupid American? Don't take those pills. Do this. That's going to make you better. Don't take those pills. They're just going to cause this and this and this and this, and you're going to get rickets and piles. Neuritis and neuralgia. Give me a break. Right? Oh, it sickens me. It fucking sickens me. I mean, you know. Who'd have thought that our, you know, medicine here in the United States would have turned into the garbage that it is today, right? Totally, completely holding to politicians and pharmaceutical companies to decide our fate, right? Fucking idiots. No. You know how I rebel? I'll fucking die. That's how I rebel. I'll fucking die before I deal with your fucking bullshit. Oh yeah, he says that now, but you know, in 6 months he's going to be in the hospital crying. Yeah, probably. I have no fucking choice, right? Because the pain's going to get worse. It's just going to get... I mean, right now it's up like here, right? Usually I'm at like between 8 and 12 out of a 10. And lately it's like 11, 12, 13, 14. I mean, when my pain on a level of 1 to 10 gets up to 20, right? I mean, I'm already at the point now, pain-wise, where most people would be staying home from work. They'd be crying their eyes out, laying in bed going, oh, woe is me, poor me, and they'd be running off to the emergency room. They'd be popping pills by the fucking handful, right? I can't do that. I just cannot do that, you know? I've seen it in myself. I've seen the outcome in myself. 18 months of popping pain pills got me nothing but lethargy, right? It got me nothing but fat. It got me nothing but unhealthy. All I did was sleep, and I couldn't poop, and you don't function anymore. You're screwed. You're completely screwed over. Once you resign yourself to taking pills, it's just, well, 2 pills doesn't do it anymore. 4 pills doesn't do it anymore. 8 pills doesn't do it anymore, right, John? People out there know what I'm talking about. You wind up on this vicious cycle of pills, and then pretty soon you're taking so many pills, you're not shitting anymore. And the pills aren't working anymore. And you're just fucked. Pretty soon, your body shuts down. It's fucking sick. Sad. What did we decide for a November costume for the holiday chicken? He's Ace Frehley for Halloween. What does he want to be for November? I don't know. I thought we had it figured out, but I forgot. Something November-ish, something fall. Oh, that's right. We were talking about Native Americans and headdresses and feathers and stuff. And I don't know. It's a little tasteless, actually. I don't know what's up with my camera here. Let me see if I got an angle issue here. There we go. That looks better. I was just straightening out the angle on this camera here. This is my, well, this is going to be my, this is what's going to be behind me once I move my stuff back into this corner here. I'm going to have records and books and tapes around me. I'll be in the corner. I'll have a camera that aims into the corner. I'll have a camera that aims right down at me at one wall, and then the camera over here that aims in full size. I'm going to take this unit here, and I'm going to swing it 45 degrees and stuff it back this way in front of my stereo. So it's going to really pretty much divide my room in half. But I don't have any choice, right? I don't have any choice. At some point, we're probably going to get a small love seat to put in here somewhere. In front of me there's a bed. There's a day bed there. To sleep on, to lay on during the day, take a nap, to lay and watch TV. Sometimes I stay the night in here when I'm like up all night doing videos and I'm only going to lay down for an hour. I just lay down here because why go in there and go through all that, bothering the dogs, bugging my wife, and then the alarm goes off and then I bug them all again. It's like, fuck it. So sometimes I just pass out here. But we might just get rid of that bed and put a little love seat there, so we've got a place to kind of hang out and canoodle. The wife and the daughter and the dogs and everybody can kind of, take turns cuddling up on the love seat with each other or the dogs. So, and it'll be small enough. I think a love seat will be small enough to fit in here, in half of the room, so that we can kind of mix things up a little bit. Here we go. Anyways, totally. Tally. Yeah. And what I might do is create a frame, right? See how these little guys here kind of frame this side here? So I might do an actual shelf, like when I turn this unit around and spin it around and then jam it back into here, right? I have this, you just see this here, this shelf here. If I level that so it's flat and lock it into place perfectly square, it becomes a shelf on top, right? Right now it's a little slanted because of this, see that wiggle there? So I can tighten that up and keep it from moving, and then I can use the top of it to put some little knickknacks, i.e. the little decorations and stuff, and kind of frame the bottom of the picture, right? Have something tall on one side, little things short along the bottom, and then something tall on the other side, right? That'd be cool. That'd be cool. And then I could use this Sorry, I had to take the opportunity to do a little maintenance there. A little nose maintenance. All right. So let's see. I think the next concert I'm going to is Los Tigres del Norte in November with the wife and the daughter. My wife just saw Modern English. My daughter is going to the When We Were Young festival Sunday. And then I think it's Thursday she's going to Pappy and Harriet's locally here where my wife just went. And she's going to see Hawthorne. Anybody familiar with Hawthorne? I am not familiar with Hawthorne. I think that's what she said, Hawthorne. That's probably not it. All right, I got to heat up this coffee. Make it hot, hot. And then we'll talk. We'll do some more talking. Right? Right? No wedgie, no wedgie, no wedgie. Okay. Right behind the holiday chicken is a little 13-inch television that I found. Literally found it alongside the road. I cleaned it and parked it up on this table here, on this dresser, next to my VCR and DVD players. Which showed up. My wife brought home a DVD player, and Bush sent over a DVD player / VCR unit. So I'm like, wow. And then I found this little TV. That's how I get the stuff. Sometimes I'll pay $1 or $2. Most of the time, people drop it off, or I just pick it up somewhere. Just find it. Right? Nobody wants this crap, so it just winds up in piles in places. And then you bring it home, you turn, it's like, oh my God, this works perfectly. What was the deal? It's not a big screen. It's not smart. It's not this or that. Well, yeah, it's real. It's going to last. Why would you throw it away? Because it's old, man. That's the usual excuse. It's old. Throw it away. There's something newer and better. Yeah, newer, but not necessarily better. Maybe better for a short amount of time, and then it's garbage. Garbage. Oh, look at that. Got a little bit of weed. It looks like I'm going to be having to go out to 29 again and hook myself up. Because you got to do what you got to do, you know? When you got to do what you got to do, when you do what you do, what you got to do when you do what you do. There are a couple little nugs there left. A couple little nugs ought to get me through. Yeah. Well, technically the show's going along pretty good this morning. I haven't had any drops, any freezes, any weird events. That's cool. That's totally cool. I organized a bunch of my books and stuff here. All of this here along this wall here has been organized for the most part. I got a bunch of jars of like old pot jars and a little thing of mushrooms. Oh, mushrooms. So I've still got these mushrooms. These people in this house, right? They rented one of these houses, and we went to clean it and found bags of mushrooms. Yeah, those kinds of mushrooms. So I'm like, all right. Along with some insulin and a syringe and amino acids and stuff. So they were obviously diabetic as well as mushroom heads. So I said, you know what? Tell the people they left their medication here, just like that. Not, hey man, you left your drugs, man. Figuring, okay, well if they get a message like that, they'll be thinking, all right, well these people are cool, you know. They didn't say, come get your dope, come get your needles, right? So it's just polite, but never heard anything back. Polite as possible about it. Yeah, no worries, man. So I was like, all right, well, I'll put it in my fridge, give them my number, tell them to contact me. You know, stuff like that's important to some people. It's important enough for me to put it in my fridge and hold on to it for somebody. So at this point, I had been holding it onto it in case the people had gotten back to me at some point. Hey man, you still got that stuff, right? Nothing. So at this point, I got to try to figure out what to do with these mushrooms. The other stuff, I don't know how to dispose of it. The little vials of insulin and little vials of amino acids and the syringes and the little kit. I don't really want to throw that kind of shit in the dumpster. We got a lot of people who look through dumpsters, and I don't want some doofus tweaker pulling this shit out and thinking, ooh, I'm going to catch a buzz off of this shit, man, and inject some fucking amino acids and insulin. I don't know. That's what we deal with out here, idiots. So I don't want to put it in the trash. I don't want to take and put them in a bag and take a hammer and smash it all, because that just creates another danger issue, right? I might go down to the local doctor's office and go to where they dump those syringes in the little box with the red hazard, right? And I might just throw it all in there and then be done with it, right? The syringes are still sealed. All of the little vials are unused and unopened. And it's all been cared for in the fridge, but I don't need any of it. The mushrooms are a different story. I might keep one bag of mushrooms. They're like an 8th bag. I might keep one of those. But the other 3 bags of mushrooms, I'm probably just going to give them to a friend or some friends. Yeah. Because they're good. It's good. They look good. They smell good. Days. No, I don't want to taste. I was just thinking the other day that I might save them. You know what I'd really like to do, and this is only hypothetical. All right, this is only gee, this would be neat kind of thing. So don't algorithm me out of here. Don't cancel my show because I start talking weird stuff. But I've always wanted to put together an EOL kit, right? Not ELO, but EOL. An end-of-life kit, right? What the hell is he talking about now? All right, so let's say you're on your deathbed and you're feeling horrible. You're feeling low. And you're physically in pain. You're fading. You're in a horrible mood, right? Because you're in the pain, and you know you're fading. You know you're checking out. Nothing you can do about it. But there is something you can do about it. You can go out feeling as good as possible. Not just, I'm just going to eat a handful of these pain pills and just drool on myself until I choke on my own slobber, right? That's a way to go. A lot of people do that to check out. I believe that's the way my father went out, is him being force-fed a bunch of pain pills because he was in pain and suffering, you know. And it was like, okay, well, just keep eating these crushed up pills, you know, and it'll kill the pain and eventually kill you, right? Well, I'm thinking, well, gosh, that's a way to go. I would prefer something a little more peaceful and a little more fun, right? So I was reminded of the author Aldous Huxley. Aldous Huxley is the author that wrote a story, A Brave New World, about the future where half of humanity lives in these pampered little cities and are taken care of by computers and are trained to eat pharmaceutical pills on a regular basis, daily, hourly. It's like, oh, you feel like this, take a pill. Oh, you feel like this, take a pill. You're hungry, take a pill. You this. Everything requires taking some kind of pharmaceutical pill to make you feel this way or that way or do this or do that, right? And then there are the people who live outside of these cities in squalor with no food, no water, no clothes. They're fucked. They're constantly fucked. But they have real emotions. They laugh, they cry, they live, they love. All of the things that pretty much has been erased from this part of society because of the pills. The pills just destroy everything, right? So there you go. So this Aldous Huxley guy, this author who wrote about this, drugs and pharmaceuticals and brain chemistry and that kind of stuff through this novel, it made a great miniseries too. I believe it was a miniseries, a short miniseries or a long movie, one of the two. A Brave New World. Anyway, so Aldous Huxley on his deathbed asked for LSD. Right? He knew he was dying. He knew that he'd be dead soon. And he wanted to go out with a bang. He wanted to go out feeling different. He wanted to go out feeling like he was traveling somewhere. Right? And he took a bunch of liquid LSD before he died. And died a very, very happy man, I would think. That works if you're in the right frame of mind. If you take acid, mushrooms, peyote, some kind of, mescaline, some kind of hallucinogen, right? And you're in a horrible mood, or you're scared, or you're mad, or something, it's just going to amplify all of that, right? Do I want to take a handful of mushrooms in the physical condition I am in, knowing that I have an expiration date looming, right? No, because that's going to be something that you're going to start dwelling on while you're on hallucinogens, and it's going to become a part of your bad trip, right? And it might even lead to you crashing mentally and not being able to deal with the whole end of the road thing, right? And I'm in a pretty good place now, dealing with that kind of stuff. Now, toward the end, that might be different. So back to an EOL, an end-of-life kit. I'm thinking, what are the things here on the planet that I have experienced, or have not, that I would love to become a part of my last experiences, my last feelings, my last emotions, my last sensations, right? What would I want that to be? Right? Would I want to get drunk? Not necessarily. Would I want to drink? Probably. I would. Give me a shot before I go. Honestly, I'd probably want a cigarette too. Blindfold and a cigarette. Even a condemned man getting assassinated by a firing squad, he gets a last cigarette. A cigarette. So we got a drink, a cigarette, maybe a little mushroom, right? Some pot for sure, some really good pot. Cocaine. Cocaine. I think that is the one thing that I would really want to have in my EOL kit, would be cocaine. Because all of these other things are going to kind of bring you down, right? They're going to make you feel good, but they're going to kind of lower you, bring you down. I would want something to bring me up so that I can experience these things on the up, not on the coming down, right? Now that's hard to get. That's probably the hardest thing to get, is some kind of pure cocaine, cut, but not cut with fentanyl, right? How do you get that? How do you find a pure source of cocaine that you know has no fentanyl in it and no weird shit in it? It's just cocaine and maybe baby laxative or whatever they used to put in cocaine to dumb. I don't know, I haven't done it in 20, 30 years, so I don't know. Got 30, 40 years. Jeez. All right, 35 years. So I don't know shit about shit, right? I do know that if I were going to hit the road and I would have the option of doing an exit and feeling really good during that exit, I think I'd probably choose that road. So, yeah, if anyone out there can help me in finding the proper materials to build an EOL kit, please contact me directly. Now, they have to be pure. Everything for this kit has to be pure. I'm just looking to put together a small box. No needles, no, weird crack pipes and that kind of shit. No weird stuff. No perverted versions of stuff. Some hash. That's about as perverted as I like to get with pot. Hash. I don't dab. I don't do wax. I don't do all that weird shit. Hash, a little hash or a little hash oil or both would be great. What would be fantastic for me is that if I were on my deathbed, that I would have somebody with me willing to help me ingest these things, right, to the best of my ability. Hey, roll me a joint. Hey, chop me a line. Hey, take that mushroom top and chop the hell out of it. Give me some tea, drink it with it. Yeah, I mean, that would be cool. Somebody to just hang out with, do a little last minute impromptu party, say farewell, and go out feeling pretty good, you got a lot of history in using natural drugs and stuff during the whole death process, right? If you look at a lot of cultures use a lot of different methods to exit the world peacefully. And a lot of times natural drugs and that kind of stuff are just a part of it, right? So yeah, a little EOL kit, right? Just a little first aid box that's got little portions of everything needed for one person to kind of check out peacefully. Not suicide, right? But it's like, okay, look, we know by the pain level and the immobility that things are getting close, right? So let's start thinking about breaking out that kit. We're starting to feel pretty low and pretty bad. Let's start leaning the other way and start feeling pretty high and pretty good. And so when we get to that point, it doesn't feel like a bad thing, right? Everybody goes there, right? Death is not a bad thing. It is an inevitability. There's no getting around it, right? You're not going to live forever. At best, you're going to live close to 100 before or after, but that's about it, right? Humans don't live for hundreds of years anymore, all right? They bred that shit out of us to keep us slaves. Long-living slaves figure shit out and rebel really quick. Short-lived slaves only have a short time to be a slave and then die. Be a slave and then die. Be a slave and then die. You live too long and you get it figured out, right? You get it figured out. And then you start telling the young people, and then the young people get it figured out, and then you no longer have a slave base. So they kill us off really quick. They only let us live 50 to 100 years. That's it. Because if we live any longer, we're connected to that very, very new generation, and we're teaching them, and they don't want that. So they're killing us off. They don't cure anything. They just give us pills to keep us working and paying bills. That's what they do, because that's what modern slaves are. We're just the bottom line. Yep. So this slave's going to go out on his own terms and not a slave. It's been a few years since I've been that slave that I was required to be. When I got injured and realized that No one gave a shit about me except for me, right? My immediate family, yes, but nobody else. Nobody. Especially not the insurance companies, the lawyers, my employer where I got injured. Nobody cares. They just, your family until they no longer need you and you can no longer perform. And then you're no longer family, right? That's what family is, right? It's like making your kid get out of the house or start paying rent, or you gotta pay you gotta do your well, I want to go to school. Well, you better do it. You better get a job and pay for your school and go to school at the same. It's like hello. Well, my parents didn't do anything for me. I had to go out and look how hard it was for you, and look what kind of asshole it turned you into. That you're gonna now screw over your own kids because you were screwed over by your parents. That's the logic. No. I am going to help my daughter as long as I can, as much as I can, so that she knows when she goes out into the world, somebody gave a shit about her to help her go out and accomplish these things that she could have done alone, but she'd have fucking decided probably not to, or been totally frustrated with us because we did not help in any way. And there's a lot of parents out there who just don't give a shit, It's your car, fix it. That's what it is to be an adult. You get a broken car, now you gotta fix it. Well, if you're sick, then you can't go to work, you can't go to school, you're gonna get bad grades. And they just rub it in, just fucking rub it in. Thankfully, I don't know any people like this, because if I did, I couldn't stand to look at them. People who tell their kids, you're 18, get the fuck out. If you want to go to school, figure out how to do it on your own. Nobody helped me. My parents didn't help me, so I'm not going to, that kind of logic just fucking fries me. That kind of logic is like, my parents didn't help me, so I'm going to help you as much as I possibly can. That's the way I think, I try to do the opposite of what most people are going to do. Because most people they hump the bunk, they screw it up. They constantly screw in the pooch. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't cut out Ace Frehley's eyes. His eyes look really cool, kind of pinkish there. Totally. I should get out the other chicken and put Peter Chris on the other chicken. That'd be pretty cool. Totally cool. Totally cool. And I'm glad I outlined the face mask as well as the hair, the black hair, and the lips and the eye stuff. Looks pretty cool. It's cool. I'm going to heat up my coffee again. I just heated it up, but it just never stays hot. Yep. In fact, I'm going to top this puppy off. big dog is outside. She'll be barking in a minute to come back in. As soon as I sit down, right? So, yeah. Aldous Huxley. End of life kit. I mean, it's like everybody prepares for everything. And then when they prepare for dying, what do they prepare for? A hospital stay, cremation, burial, that kind of stuff. Oh, what's my family going to do? They never think about, well, what if I actually live through my death, right? In other words, what if I'm actually there and aware that I'm dying? And I have an actual exit period where I'm alive and aware that I'm dying until I'm dead, right? And there's that period of time where you're completely conscious of what's going on, right? Which you would think is probably going to cause you to go out quicker because of the crazy stress and anxiety there is of knowing that you're dying, right? And then, of course, there are a lot of people out there who are able to be comforted by religion or the fact that they know that there's something beyond. And I'm not that person. I can't be comforted by something because everybody else says, yeah, that's it, man. I can't go there. That's once again, I'm back to, hey, you have to watch that movie. And then I'm like, I never watched that movie, right? So people say that you have to do this. And I'm like, no, I'm going to do that, right? Right? They say you have to pray to God. No. Well, you have to pray to the devil. Well, no, I don't subscribe to either one. Get away from me. Go on. Get out of here. No. I am going to check out on my terms, the best of my ability. And an EOL kit, end of life kit. That's something that I am going to put some serious thought into over the next few months because it may come in handy sooner than later. And I don't want an EOL kit that's going to kill me. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for fun suicide. That's not what I'm looking for, no. I'm looking for a peaceful exit strategy. That's what I'm looking for. Something feel good. It's like, okay, well, what are we going to do? I want to watch my favorite movie. I want to listen to my favorite music, read something from my favorite book, and I want to feel good doing that, and I want to not have to worry so much about the whole end thing. Now that, to me, sounds like a good use of natural drugs. Natural and maybe some human things. Human-made drugs. Right? And everything else, it's a little booze, a little weed, a little mushroom. I'm not talking about any pills. I don't want to, I don't want to eat a Vicodin or something. I don't want to eat a Valium or, I don't want to, maybe a Quaalude. I don't want to go there. But a little cocaine with no fentanyl would be great, right? Just a little bit of regular, a little toot, a little taste, a little on the gums, Yes, that is Budman. Budman. It's a little cool in here, isn't it? Turn that air up to 74. All right. So let's see. yeah. So I got a bunch of stuff on my plate here that I need to deal with before I do my dental procedure. And I've only got about a week and a half left to do it. And I'm going to be out of town for a couple of those days with a house guest, all kinds of stuff going on. Plus I got that gate to build. So things are really, really tough. Of course, I may be building and installing that gate after or during or after this whole thing. Figuring I'm going to need to keep busy. And I still need to get that damn hard drive. And without that hard drive, everything in my studio is coming to a halt. Just big time. I'm froze out of this computer. I can't do anything on that computer there. There's just no memory left. This one here, I'm sorely lacking in usable space to do stuff. Next week is going to finish me off for hard drive space here. I've got an external hard drive here. It was acting a little wonky, doing a little clicking and thumping and stuff that it hadn't been doing before. So I'm reticent to put anything on there. I would prefer to wait until I get another hard drive and then take everything off of this one really quick and stick it onto the other one. And then maybe just use this one for shuffling stuff back and forth. Use it as a temporary deal, assuming that it may go bad, right? Yeah. So I need to get an external hard drive. Pretty much the next few months are going to come down to me having a whole lot of time and wanting to escape my current position. Which is why I have the studio here, to throw myself into, to bury myself in, so that I don't have to deal with the rest of the world, right? If the rest of the world wants me, they know where to find me, right here. And that's pretty much the way I'm working right now, you know? I go out into the world on occasion. Most of the time I just stay here. I'm really excited about next week being able to start mailing out shirts and getting back photographs of people in their shirts. Oh, yeah, I'm real excited about that. I'm going to start they're going to bag the shirts for me. They're going to fold and bag the shirts for me individually, I believe. And if not, that's fine. That's fine, because I'm just going to take them and stick them into a bag to mail them. It'd be great if they were It'd be great if they were double bagged. So if they can bag them, and then I'll put them in a bag envelope and send them media mail. I think that's going to be the best way to ship them economically. And then I need to print out flyers for future T-shirt donation things, right? And I'll have to come up with design numbers and design names, right? And the design names will pretty much be the name on the T-shirt, the logo on the T-shirt. It'll just say, you know, this shirt, that shirt, this shirt, and then it'll have a number next to it, so that you know which number of shirt that it is as well. place is starting to wake up. Part of my EOL kit there is to have family with me. You know, mainly my wife and daughter. Get them with me. That's all that's important, really. You know, they're the ones who have stuck with me the last 20, 25 years. I haven't seen anyone else for more than, you know, a few minutes or an hour or so in the last 20, 25 years anyway. And, yeah, and nobody's going to go out of their way to see me while I'm alive. Why would I expect them to come and see me on my deathbed, right? And I'm one of those guys that if you have ample opportunity to go see someone, right? No, you can't. You cannot convince me. If you have ample time to see someone while they're alive, and you just don't, I'm too busy. Oh, I can't. I got this going on. You know, then my thing is that if you can't visit me while I'm alive, don't come to my funeral, right? Because I won't be having one. Funerals are for people with friends and family, right? So I will not be having a funeral. I will not be having a get-together. There will not be a memorial gathering, candlelight vigil, all of it. Nobody's going to do that shit for me anyway. I don't expect it, and so therefore I do not want it. I'm reminded of that episode of Little House on the Prairie where the old lady, all of her friends and family have all moved away and gone and left her there, and she's all alone, and nobody calls, nobody writes, nobody visits, nobody cares about this old lady. So what does she do? She writes to all of her friends as someone else saying that this lady died and you need to come to her funeral. And then all of her family and friends show up to pay tribute to this lady that they couldn't just come and visit while she was alive, right? So they're all there at her funeral and boo-hooing and, oh, how great she was, and we love her so much, and we miss her, and it's like, and then she comes out and says, well, gee, assholes, if you'd have missed me so much, why did you come fucking visit me while I was alive, right? And that's the episode. That's my episode, right? It's like, okay, she's my lady. And that's kind of how I feel. So don't come sniffing around when I'm dead saying, yeah, he was a great guy. What can I, you know, you could have done something, but you didn't. You know, you could have been somebody to care. You know, my depression may not have been so bad throughout my life. Had I people who wanted to stay around and be special in my life. But nobody wanted to. Family, friends, everybody's gone away. I had to literally find a woman who would have my child so that I would have two people in this world who give a shit about me. Two people, my wife and my daughter. That's it. So therefore, if you don't have the time to come say hi, or, you know, make the opportunity and make me feel wanted enough to want to come and see you, well then fuck it. You know, fuck it. Don't come around. You know, reunions are about as close as I'm going to get, and I don't get invited to parties and reunions and stuff, so I'm going to have to create my own, which is how this started. You know. And at this point, it's not even about me. Sure, if I'm lucky, a couple of the people will show up that I want to see, and they'll want to show up to see other people that they want to see, and so on and so on and so on. So in that regard, I will actually might be able to get to see some of the people who I want to see, right? But nobody's gonna do this for one person, me or for one other. It's got to be we're doing it as a group, for the group, because of the group, kind of a thing. It's the only way it's going to work. That's it. So, yeah. Anyway, Hopsing's Kitchen is open. The place is starting to bump. I'm going to get up in a few minutes and put together the cooler. Hi, Oliver. Hi, Sam. Hi, guys. Arrgh. Little whitefish, what are you doing? Hmm? Huh, needle toes? Little needle toes. Hi, Sam. Hi, bud. Oh, you guys, you're such good guys. You're all such good buddies. Yes, you are. You guys are such good buddies. Oh, Sam. You like your butt scratched, huh? Like that butt scratched? Yeah, that's it, baby. Let me take a look at some of the things that are happening this week on the channel. Let's see, where are we? Here we go. So this week, today, All the Guys Ever Want Is Sex. At 4 o'clock, it is an educational film on relationships in high school and trying to ward off those horny guys, right? I was going to say try to beat off those horny guys, but that phrase don't work. So ward off them horny guys. Tomorrow at 4, we've got Computer Perspective. And that's pretty cool because you get to see how computers work back in the 70s. And they give us a glimpse of what computers were like back before that, right? An entire room of tape machines and hard drives. Instead of the hard drive back then was a reel-to-reel tape that would record ones and zeros and stuff on it and then play it back in different places. And you would have multiple tape machines with this data recorded onto it. And then it would just spin these reels to find the data on each reel of tape, and it was just ridiculous how these things worked. And then it all changed when they got into those microprocessors, and they were able to take all that information that was on a tape and pump it down into a little chip, right? And then put it on magnetic hard disks, right? Hard drives. So that, I remember seeing my first magnetic hard drive. Working with someone, we took a computer apart, and there it was, and we actually opened it up and looked at the hard drive and that little metal disc in there spin. I'm thinking, how the fuck does this shit work, right? I don't know. My grandmother in the 70s and 80s worked with General Dynamics in Ontario, Chino area, making microprocessors and little itty tiny little chip things that they had to use high-powered microscopes to look through, and you had to have the steadiest fucking hands in the world, because looking through a microscope, a tiny little twitch in your hand moves like a fucking mile, right? So you got to be steady. And she spent like 10 or 20 years working on these little microprocessor things. She built stuff for the first space shuttles. She built stuff for those computers and stuff. But computers were pretty heavy, and they've come a long way. They've come a long way to dumb down humans is what they've done. And then Friday at 4, we have Halloween Safety. It is the second edition, and this one is from 1985. The first edition was from 1977, and this is the 1985 version. And then, of course, Monday we had a first film on insects. And then Tuesday at 4, we had Battered Teens, and we talked to a lot of physically abused teenagers. Next week, we have nothing from Halloween. Absolutely nothing. We've got stuff about me, though. One called Tree House, about a kid who's in a tree house as it's about to be demolished. Life in the Fast Lane, learning how to drive on freeways. Oddities of Nature, obviously. The Nature of Depression, which is a really, really good one. It's from England, and it deals with the nature of depression. Someone to Talk To, I believe, is the series. Or the series is The Nature of Depression, and the episode is Someone to Talk To. I don't know. They weren't really clear in the titling. And then, of course, the last show, the last day of the week that I will actually be talking and have a voice will be the 25th. After that, I will no longer be on video for at least 2 to 3 months. And this movie at 4 on Friday the 25th is called Please Take Care of Your Teeth. And it is quite apropos. So there you go. And then the following week is going to be the last week of October, and Halloween night, I think we are going to do a special Halloween episode of Video Time Machine. And since I won't have a voice, I won't be here, but I will try to create some kind of holiday element show. All right, and that's the best I can do for that. And then Friday, the 1st of November, is going to begin the first episode of Dimension X. Out of 45 episodes, I have 44, and 50 episodes in total. 5 of them were repeated, and so that leaves 45, and I have 44 of those episodes. So I will be searching out that last episode, and we will begin in earnest November 1st with the Dimension X series on the radio. Regardless of the condition that I'm in, the channel will continue with the old-time radio shows, because I just checked my personal vault of old-time radio, and I have several months of old-time radio available so that we can continue with the same schedule. Science fiction at 8, comedy and drama at noon, and then on Old Time Radio Wednesdays, we're gonna bring in 2 more episodes a day, 8:30 and 12:30. So we have a full hour in the morning and a full hour in the afternoon of Old Time Radio. Educational films, if I can't get back to my internet resources to get those educational films, and I don't have another hard drive yet, it's going to be hard to continue with that. At this point, I can guarantee Old Time Radio to continue on the channel. Educational films, they may conclude at the end of the month if I cannot get more going on. So we're going to look forward to more original content, concert videos, little documentaries, little episodes of things that I can do without a voice, photos from my wife's phone, family photo album, dog videos, concert videos, nature videos, video game videos, whatever I can come up with where I don't have to speak, I'm going to create a video. If I can speak just enough to do an opening or a monologue, something short, then I'll do that. But it's gonna take a lot of practice to do something like that. I practiced ventriloquism when I was a kid, and ventriloquism meant keeping your lips still, so you didn't use your teeth because you couldn't open your mouth, right? So if you keep your mouth closed and you don't use your lips, you have to replace other letters for letters that you use your tongue and your teeth with, right? So to make an N, you have to use the letter N. N, and N, right? So if you try to say N and M, how do you say M using the letter M? N, right? So N, right? So you got to use your tongue differently. So I'm probably going to be trying to figure out for a few weeks or a couple of months how to use my mouth to speak without having teeth, right? So I'll probably spend a lot of time sitting here by myself, talking to myself, practicing speech, possibly playing the guitar, because that will help me to formulate a way of speaking, right? I'm spitballing here, but that's all I got. So My thing is that I'm just going to be prompted to creating more original content, and I don't want to use one of those synthetic voices, right? Some of them sound pretty good, but you have to write things phonetically. Some words you have to write out phonetically so that it says it correctly, because sometimes it just doesn't say a word right. And then there's also the possibility that I can send some stuff to my brother, get on a video conference with him, or just have him record in his phone, which is probably easier. Why don't you just read this and record it for me so that I can use that voice? Because we have somewhat similar sounding voices. Our speech patterns are way different. But if I can get him to say some things into his phone recorder and then just send it to me, that is probably going to help. You know? All right, read that a couple of times into your recorder and send me all of them. And then I will take and edit together the best versions of what I can and use that audio, right? I think that way I can continue making some of the video that's important, like to the reunion. Commercials for the t-shirt donation thing. That's going to be important. I'll get him, use his voice. Send him my copy, have him read it, record it, send it back. He can send me the video. He can send me the audio, one or the other, both, doesn't matter. So yeah, I'll get into doing that. And I'm going to have to be somewhat in your face with things, making things happen. Because without a voice, I'm really going to be stressed on how to get shit done, right? So I can create all kinds of cool posts with visuals and graphics and captions and stuff. But it's going to be nice to be able to put a voice in there. And what I'll probably wind up doing is farming out some audio and video stuff to a bunch of different people so that everybody sees that everybody's involved and everybody else is going to want to get involved. You know, send me your photos, send me your videos, send me your audio stuff, and I'll shoot you into the next commercial. And every week, come up with a new commercial, and then every couple of weeks, come up with a new shirt. It's like, okay, we've sold out of that shirt. We're moving on to the next shirt. Who wants the next one? Here it is. And just get other people to do the fucking voices for me. Here, can you record this on the audio for me? Thank you. Go into the bathroom at work and do it. All you got to do is put audio record and read the text that's right there. All right, people, here's the next shirt. Get ready. Send us your donation now. Boom. You're in. Right? So I'm going to do a lot of that. I think that's the only way to save this and to keep the momentum rolling and to create a snowball effect. We really need to get a snowball that holds together. We don't want that snowball to explode until we get to the reunion. And then it's just going to hit the reunion like a frickin'... You see those avalanches coming down the mountain, and they are just it looks like just a white cloud forming, right? Like a fog bank moving down the mountain. Yeah, we don't want that. We want it to be just a rolling thing, and then it get right up into your face and then go pow. We're here. Right? Totally. Okay, so I'm going to create commercials. I'm going to create copy, voiceover, and then farm that voiceover and some video out to other people. Mainly because I don't want to be the face of this. I don't want to be the face of this reunion. I'm already the name on the reunion. I'm using Crazy Old Weird Bearded Guy because nobody knows, most people don't know me as Crazy Old Weird Bearded Guy. If I use my first and last name, they're going to go, oh, that guy, or oh, that guy's brother, or oh, that girl's brother, or oh, that, that guy. And I don't want that. I don't want them to think, oh, he's doing it. I want everyone to find out about this thinking, well, he's not really doing it. He's just the technical end of it, right? That's it. I'm just the facilitator. I'm just the guy who's thought this would be cool to do, and now let's get a bunch of people together to do it, right? So that dog is really clicking around there. Into the bedroom. He comes back out. I want to get him. Yeah. Can't wait. And I think once I involve my brother in the first commercial that I involve but once I do that, and then I go after the next person and say, okay, I'm putting together another commercial. I need you to record this voice, and I need you to give me several photographs of you in the two shirts, and perhaps a video of you encouraging people to donate and come to the reunion, right? And it's just going to be that simple. That simple. If I can get people to read the answers to the 20 questions, right? Read the question and then take a pause, look at the camera, and read the answer. Or give us your answer, right? And then they read the question, they look at the camera, and they give us their answer, right? And I think if I get a video of those from every people, then I could take my brother, right? And I can have him ask all the questions and then answer himself, and then use those and say, okay, now we're going to use Robert asking himself questions and use him asking for this person. They're going to ask themselves the question and give us the answer on camera, right? I'm going to take that video, edit it together with him asking and him answering. Then we'll leap to the next set of people. Now, the last guy who we used answering questions, we're going to use him asking the questions, and we're going to use the next person answering the questions. They're going to give me a recording of doing both, so that later I'll bring them up, put them in the queue, and use them for asking, and the next person for answering. You got that? And then we can just kind of leap to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, and involve everybody, so it looks like they're actually in the video together. So I'll just have to write copy, voiceover that's appropriate to all of this. If I at some point I'll probably get to where I'm going to be doing video chats and recording the information via a video chat, but until then I think the best way to do it is have them record the voice and send it to me, capture several photographs and send them to me, and then do a short video. I mean literally 20 seconds, 30 seconds, nothing long, just, hey, I love my shirt, I can't wait for the next one, I hope to see you at the reunion. Donate. And something short, something sweet, something that changes a little from person to person to fit them, but it's pretty much the same sentiment. Donate and come to the reunion. There you go. I haven't done anything yet because I'm waiting on shirts. Once I get the shirts, I will have the muse, right? It will pop into my, okay, this is how it's happening. This is what we're going to do. I will probably use my shirt drawer and open it up and look through my shirts, have a place where I'm looking through my shirts, and then close the drawer, open up another drawer, look through, and pick out a shirt, open it up and lay it there. And then from there, zoom into that, and then it's like everybody's wearing the shirt now, right? I have a picture of me in my shirt, pictures and videos of the shirt process, right? That'd be great. I think that's going to be important. You know, I didn't think of it. But what I need from the girls is, what would be really neat is if I had a video of somebody coming in, standing there at the front desk, having the people at the front desk waving, and then saying, "Come on back," and the camera goes all the way into the back, and the press comes up, and a shirt comes out, and they do that, right? And then we grab that shirt and we run out the door with the shirt doing this, and then it fades, right? And I think if we take that and speed it up, right? Right? Do a little Benny Hill music there. But that right there, a little short, you make a 1-minute video going into the back and coming out. And then I take that 1-minute video and I shrink it down to 10 or 20 seconds, right? Now, it's got to be like 20 or 30. It's got to be like split in half, right? Oh, all these dogs around me. I move my chair and I'm afraid I'm going to squash somebody. Guy. All right. Oh, dogs. Dogs in, dogs out. Dogs up, dogs down. Dogs over, dogs under. Whew. It's weird when I come back and I sit down and I look at my monitor and I'm gone. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. The monitor there is like 20 to 30 seconds after me live, which is weird. Tootsie's all excited. She gets all excited. Ha ha ha. She's trying to attack my daughter. Got him. She's going to get the zoomies. She's going to get the zoomies. Get him, Oliver. She's so riled up. She's the eldest. And she's the most energetic. Hi, Tootsie Footsie. Hi, Tootsie Footsie. You can get up in your bed now. Huh? Are you there, baby? Yeah. It's time to get Mom. Okay. If you want to let her know what time it is. Just good morning, Mommy. Or just throw a dog on her. Right. Well, while that's happening, I'm going to take it. Start getting ready to, I gotta put the cooler together. Right? Let's see, we got, there's Tootsie. Hi, Tootsie Footsie. Hi, Tootsie Footsie. Hi, Tootsie Footsie. Tootsie Footsie. Hi, Sam. Sam comes in here like gangbusters. Yep. R, I say R, and I mean R. So, no, really. What could I dress up the holiday chicken for? What could I do for a decoration? I told my daughter I was just going to take that jack-o'-lantern cup and spin it around so it's just a pumpkin, right? Because, you know, cornucopias and pumpkins and stuff are fall. November is fall. That kind of a thing. Maybe. But what do I put on the chicken? He's got to have some kind of holiday month frivolity, right? He's got to something. So what is that going to be? Should we vote? Have somebody send in a suggestion, right? Like there's anybody watching. Somebody needs to send in a suggestion as to what to put on that. I asked my wife to make a small little Santa hat, little red Santa hat with a little white ball and a little white fringe. So she'll make me one of those, itty bitty, like Barbie size, so I can put it on the holiday chicken for December, right? Let's see. For January, I might just put him in a diaper. Just put a diaper on the holiday chicken because of Baby New Year, right? Let's see, at the end of the year, time is old. And at the beginning of the year, time is a baby, right? So, January, New Year's. I don't know. I wish I had a Rose Parade cup, right, from the 80s. That would be great if I had a Rose Parade mug. Tournament of Roses. That would be way cool. I don't think I have any Tournament of Roses paraphernalia. I looked. I found some stuff, but I never acquired it. Every time I do my decals, my t-shirt graphics, every time I look through, I'm thinking, didn't I have this and this? And I was like, no, idiot, you never got those. You looked at them so many times because you wanted them, but you never got them. Oh, okay. Are you sure? No, I'm not. So at some point I might go through and find some more decals that I forgot about. Let's see. Ooh, today, you know what I did yesterday was I organized this room. I organized all of my shelves. I dusted everything off all the way around the room, cleaned everything. The only thing I have left to do is to empty the room, vacuum it, and what do they call that? Do the spray the carpet, do the freshen the carpet, right? Carpet fresh, that kind of stuff. Febreze. So I'm going to vacuum, and usually I vacuum like 8 times, like in every direction twice. You know, I just back and forth and back, because we get dogs, and it's a carpet. It's a fine carpet, so it just grabs hairs. So it takes forever to get all the hairs up. But once you do, wow, this carpet looks really nice. So I'll do that and get the carpet all clean and spruced up. And then that's it. I just got to make a bed over here, hook up a TV here, poke around with this and that there. And this place is ready to go. Ready to go. And then I just need to keep this set up like this for the next couple of weeks. And then what I might actually do is turn this whole unit around and put it in that room, remove the day bed, put it in that room, and then do all of this stuff over there using this room for a love seat and a little end table, and to dress it up really, really nice. And then with only 2 pieces of furniture here on the floor, it'll make it real easy to clear out and do a video project. Have somebody come over and shoot a music video or whatever. Or to set up pretty much anything in here. But if I'm not going to be live, which is the whole reason why this is here like this, if I'm not going to be doing any live, I might as well just get this out of the room and put it over there and just create a little editing studio over there where I'm just doing videos, just creating videos. So there's no reason to create a little cubby hole over here right away. And by the time I come back live again, the whole stage here may change as far as angles I may do more of a talk show where I've got a chair and a little love seat, maybe a little chair and a little like desk and a little love seat, and then and a microphone, and have everything set up in one end of the room, and then on this end of the room just have just a little desk, right? Have it all, that end of the room is for video live and video editing and all of that stuff over there. But on this end of the room, I'm able to control this show from right in this table. Have a little desk where I can get close up and I can sit there and do that. And then have a little love seat there where I can have two people sit, right? Just like a talk show. So the format, I don't know where it's going to go after this. I know that it's going to change. It's going to evolve into something else. I like the fact that nothing stays the same for very long. This is the third season of this show. This is episode 123. Pardon my daughter's noises in the restroom there, if you can hear anything. And I'm pardon to her. But hey, what I'm saying is I did 123 episodes of this morning show this season, 36 episodes before that, and 32 episodes before that. So at this point, we are at about 200 episodes, right? I'm going to go ahead and use a calculator so I get this correct here. And we'll do clear. 1, 2, 3 plus 36 plus 32 equals 191. Two, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98. I'm going to get 198 total. No, because I may not be here for Monday. I may not be here for Friday. So I'm not even going to get to 200 episodes this year. Yeah, I'm going to be out of commission for a couple of months. I'm going to be toothless during Thanksgiving. I'm going to be gumming on turkey. Yeah, I'm going to be losing weight drastically. More drastically than I am now, right? So, and not looking forward to it. Not looking forward to it at all. But if I can just stay busy, you know, and stay creative and stay learning, right? Keep reading, learn how to play some of these instruments well enough so that I can incorporate some of those sounds into my music, right? So spend the time wisely so that when I come back with a voice and I come back with my show and I come back to music, I've got a little bit more to offer, right? I'd like to be able to go to open mic and sit down at the drums and be able to get through an entire song or 3 or 4 and change it up. I know what I'm doing. Same thing, be able to get out. I'd love to be able to go to open mic night, pick up a ukulele, play a song, pick up the keyboard, play a song, sit down at the guitar, do a song, pick up the drums, back somebody up, right? Something. And go out there and, you know, do a Paul McCartney and knock it out of the park. You know, do something big, you know. Go out with something big. Leave something big behind. You know, like I said about the candle burning out and burning twice as bright as it's burning out. You know, and I want to prove that. I want to make that a reality. You know, if I'm gonna burn out, I want to go out as fucking bright as possible. That's what I'm talking about. So, yeah. I'm making a lot of noise here to kind of mask the sounds that are happening in the house, to kind of save, you know, people don't like to be heard when they're, you know, gargling or whatever. I try to turn the sound off when I gotta blow my nose, right? Because it offends some people. It turns people off. So, yeah, I try to hide as many house noises as possible when it's a personal thing, right? Yeah. So anyway, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Oh, there's Big Dog. She wants back in. It was the 16th of October. We're halfway through October already. That's it. It's almost done. This year's almost through. I guess the next time I get up to do the old heat up the coffee, I'm gonna put that cooler together, get that done, and that'll be off the table. Let's see, what are we doing here? One kid going off to school, the other kid going off to help friends. I have got, what have I got going on? Oh, I've got to upload videos. We've got to work on a video time machine for this week. That's what I got to do today. So let's do... Oh, and I have to create more Dragnet episodes. And that may go on hiatus if I can't get to my internet resources. If I don't have enough in my personal vault. Okay, so we're going to do a VTM, and that's episode 6. We need to upload Ed Films for next week, and I need to work on that gate today. I need to get out and work on that gate and get some progress on that. If I can build 2 more pieces today and assemble 3 sides, and I've decided I'm just going to build the gate here completely, and then tilt it and slide it into the back of the car and take it. That should work fine. I'm going to make some measurements, but I'm pretty sure I can do it that way. So I'm going to just build the gate here, build it square, slightly out of square, so that when it hangs, there is a high point on the opposite side of the hinges, because as soon as you hang it, the weight is going to pull it down just a little bit. So I want it just slightly out of, I mean, just like a 1/4 of an inch out of square, slightly askew, so that when I hang it, it's got a little bit of play in it, right? It can come down just enough with the weight. People have a tendency to pull down on things. I'm going to put the latch and a handle in about the middle of the gate, so that you're almost lifting up on it when you're pulling it, right? A lot of people do the 2-handed method, latch it and grab it up top and open it. I'm going to hopefully avoid that and just instruct her, hey, this is how you use the gate. Try to use it wisely. When it's latched and closed, it will be strong enough to support the dogs jumping on it, right? But when you're opening it and pulling on it, don't pull down on it. Pull it up and towards you, not down and towards you. So we'll put the handle low, not high. You put it high, they pull down. You put it low, they pull up. Simple logic. That's great. It's so smart of you to think of that, like nobody else would, right? So there's the holiday chicken in his Ace Frehley mask. Totally. Let me see. I'll grab the... Where's his brother? Or, excuse me, sister. Sister holiday chicken. And there. I'll leave that one there. And that is what the holiday chicken looks like without the mask and outside of the cup. That's not a huge close-up, but that's what you get. Holiday chicken. So holiday chicken is going to be wearing, I don't know what. A pilgrim hat. Ugh, that would be horrible. Holding a musket. How about the head of an engine, right? Jesus. That's horrible. Yeah, I mean, you almost don't even want to celebrate Thanksgiving when you investigate the reality. You go past the Disneyland version of why we have Thanksgiving and get to the meat and potatoes. You know, in the real version of Peter Pan, well, they killed them little redskin Indians, right? Really. It's crazy. There's a lot of there. This country is just built on fucking hatred, genocide, murder, rape, killing women and children, in letting their bodies freeze in the snow. I mean, this is America. You know, that's what Thanksgiving is about. Genocide. I try not to celebrate Thanksgiving. We have a ritual of our family getting together and creating a meal together and enjoying a meal together and sharing that with friends. That's about as far as I get into the whole idea behind Thanksgiving, because I don't celebrate it for the reasons that we are programmed from birth to celebrate Thanksgiving. That's not why I celebrate it. It used to be, you know, take your hand and put it on a piece of paper and trace it, and then color it like a turkey, right? Woohoo! Yeah, that's Thanksgiving. Native Americans and Pilgrims sitting down at a meal together. The whole Brady Bunch version of Thanksgiving. No, that's not reality. That ain't it. So, yeah. So I don't subscribe to that version, and I try not to celebrate that version of Thanksgiving. To me, Thanksgiving is making a meal with the family, enjoying it with the family, and sharing it with the friends and neighbors, and spending the day together, watching some old movies, listening to some music, chilling out. Same thing with Christmas. We don't celebrate it for the reasons that most people are programmed to celebrate it. It's more of a togetherness thing rather than one of those capitalist holiday things, which is pretty much all it's become. You know, Thanksgiving is about Black Friday and football, right? Christmas is about you spending lots of money, pleasing people with your pocketbook and going into debt until next year. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do that. Yeah, you know, a family member wants something for a holiday, they're probably going to get it before then, right? Because we try not to wait. Well, you got to wait for your birthday. You got to wait till Christmas. That's bullshit. Why? Because shit's on sale? Well, then wait till after Christmas. Wait till after Black Friday when shit really goes on sale. I don't know. Shirts. My Budman shirt, 1975. It's the 1976 bicentennial shirt. The graphic is from it's 45 years old, 1975 graphic here. It came out really well. It's got a little bit of peeling on one edge, but for being that old, it really went on the shirt really, really well. So I'm happy that I have a Budman shirt. Yay! I've got a Starsky decal that we're going to do next. I'm hoping that one's going to... I might decide to bleach that shirt out a little bit, fade it a little bit, because it's a really bright red shirt that I want to put it on. So maybe if I fade a little bit, then that graphic goes on there, and then after a couple of washes, that graphic's going to start to deteriorate because it's an old graphic. This one won't get too many washes. I'm going to get done with the show this morning, and I'm going to fold this up, put it back in my drawer, put on another shirt. And then anytime I wear this, I'll just wear it for a short amount of time. It'll go back in my drawer, and I will try to wash it as little as possible, because I want to keep it. There are other shirts that, you know, are brand new that I can wear a million times, wash a million times. Not a big deal. In fact, I like it after the shirts start to look a little a little old and faded around the edges of the graphic and stuff. I got a great Tower Records one that came to me that had the letters that were kind of aged. And some of my other shirts, my KME t-shirt is starting to look a little aged on one side. And I like it. I like it. I like the whole, this is old kind of thing. It's from way back then. I like it. Good. 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 Coffee? I gotta heat up this coffee. I'll be right back. Take a look at this. I'm back, baby. The house is a-bumping. Hop Sing's kitchen is open. He's making steaks. He make 20 steaks right now just for Hoss, because Hoss eats a lot. So Hop Sing is going to be busy this morning. You think that chuck wagon dude's busy feeding 25 guys? Oh my goodness. Just Hoss alone eats as much as 25 guys. And that's per meal, right? Not a day, but per meal. That's a lot. So yeah, Hop Sing's kitchen, Virginia City, Nevada, just east of the Ponderosa. He decided to branch out, and the only stipulation was that the Cartwrights were going to have to come into town to eat a square meal, right? Because Hop Sing was branching out. I think he was talking about doing a sister restaurant in San Francisco, Hop Sing's San Francisco. Would that be great? You know that Hop Sing, the actor, actually came up with a cookbook and made Hop Sing's recipes that he made on the Ponderosa, and you could make. I'm gonna have to see if I can find that book. That'd be a great cookbook to have. Let's see if we can. We'll see if we can find that cookbook. Let's go Hop Sing cookbook. Cookbook. I don't know if I'm spelling Hop Sing. Oh, and there he is, Victor Sen Young's Great Walk Cookbook. And there he is, Victor Sen Young. Okay, he does a lot of walk stuff, traditional recipes of Laos. I thought he did a actual one that was Hop Sing's cookbook. That'd be neat. Victor Sen Young. Uh-huh. Great Walk Cookbook. Taste of Laos. Victor Sen Young's Great Walk Cookbook. Hopi Cookery. Let's see. Pre-owned Victor Sen Young's Great Walk. What is that? From Hop Sing, the Chinese cook, and the series Bonanza, right? So there's a book, but it's from Walmart. Huh. Huh. Well, I don't see the one actually labeled. But that would be neat to get one of those. Learn how to cook some of that original Laos food. Victor Sen Young. Wok. Yeah, wok fried food. Sounds groovy, man. I can totally dig that. Can he cook up something soft for an old comer? I don't know, man. I don't know. So, the 25th of this month will be my last show. Last live anything for a while. I will be on hiatus until as early as probably no sooner than January, maybe later. Of course, if I get stuff postponed to start, then I may continue the show past the 25th and actually get to do 200 episodes. But right now it looks like we're going to get to about 196 or 97 before I go on a hiatus. But like I said, that might change if my insurance stuff gets held up a little bit, or I got to, for some reason, have to push my appointment back another week. Then I get an extra week, and I will continue to do this. Otherwise, I'm gone, baby. I'm taking a break. So look forward to a lot of original content popping up. Probably a little borrowed content here and there, mainly radio shows. My internet resources have kind of dried up temporarily, hopefully, for a little while. And I'm going to have some quality me time and do a few things that I've wanted to do for a while. Get some family videos uploaded, get some family audio uploaded, practice the drums and piano a little bit, kind of learn how to play a couple of other instruments while I'm voiceless, and do a lot of reading. I'm going to do a lot of reading. I'm just going to try to keep my brain occupied so I don't dwell on all of the changes that are happening. So there's that. So things are going to be weird. But I think I've figured it out. I'm just going to farm out the voiceover stuff to friends and send them a text, have them read something into their phone, the recorder part of their phone, and then just send me that. And then I can take that audio and drop it in. You know, hi, this is so-and-so just coming to tell you that, hey, the shirts are awesome. You need to donate and get your shirts now. See you at the reunion. And just have something really cool, little sound bites that I can have people record for me. And then I can put their face and they're wearing their shirt, right? A photo of them in their shirt and a little caption of who they are, you know, and add stuff like that to little commercials, and then just keep throwing these commercials up. And then maybe once every couple of weeks do a live show where I get one of those persons to come on and do a live back and forth with somebody else, or just come on and say, hey, what's going on? I've got a lot of people out there I could probably tap for this, a lot of charismatic people who other people really know and respect. So if I can get them to help out in a small way, you know, like it's going to take you minutes to read this into the phone or into the camera and then send it to me. Take a couple of pictures and send them to me. It's literally going to take you 5 minutes to do all of the above, right? So if I can get people on board to taking that 5 minutes after they've gotten their shirt or shirts, and then just send me back a little gratuity, like, okay, here's your video, here's your audio, here's your photographs. And then I just go to the next person, tap the next person for the same stuff. And then go back and get those original people and say, okay, now you need to come on and do a live. You know, come on for 10 or 15 minutes live, nothing big. You come on, you read the 20 questions, you answer the 20 questions, yada, yada, yada. And then we go to a couple of weeks we do it again. And that's it. That's the best I can come up with while not having a voice, while being voiceless and faceless. And I just pretty much won't exist. It'll be the channel with a non-existent host, right? I will just be behind the scenes guy. I will be executive producer, the man behind the curtain. You know, don't look behind the curtain. Stay away from there. Ignore that guy. He's nothing. Don't talk to him. So, yeah. There's that. And mainly trying to keep from being catapulted into that dark depression place. You know, because that's... Sam, are you eating lettuce? Oh, my goodness. I didn't know what he was eating. So, yeah. So there's that. I'm going to take a quick break here again. I got the cooler ready, so the cooler's ready to go. Just requires a sandwich or two. That's in the process. Hopsing's Kitchen, knocking it out again. All right. coffee in the nuker, and I'll be right back. Nobody go nowhere. I'm back, babies. I'm here. Get this mustache going on here. Howdy. All right. You know, and I keep going back and forth in my head, being totally tempted because I keep touting this channel as being the realest reality show out there, right? And so I'm honestly thinking about taking a small hiatus and coming back after my procedure before it's completed so that it stays real, right? The real me is going to go through some changes. So my whole purpose of this channel originally was to kind of take you through my life in a reality situation, and that's pretty real. Taking you along with me during these life changes, right, as I get older. So that's possible. I may be coming back and at some point taking you, as things progress in my life, taking you along with me through some of those changes. Because that's real. That's real stuff. And I want to keep it real. And I'm tired of being that guy hiding in a corner, you know. The sky is falling, the sky is falling. The sky fucking fell, man. Pick it up and move the fuck on. So that's it. If I decide to keep it that real and I'm comfortable with it, then I may drop in for the occasional show, live show, or do the occasional video where I can control what I'm doing and make sure that I don't do anything too embarrassing, I guess, right? Isn't that what we're all afraid of, right? Being embarrassed. Yeah, I've been embarrassed my whole life. I don't care anymore, you know. Like it or lump it, Holmes. Hold on a second. Oh. Okay. I was going to give us a meat or something. It's all good, yeah. All right. So I've got my little list for today. I gotta try to get out and work on that gate at some point. If I have big enough breaks in between doing video uploads, then I may go out, start a few things, run back in, start another video, run out, do a few things, kind of break it up like that, so that I'm not spending too much time working on one particular thing, especially outside building. It tends to just tear up my neck and shoulders. So doing that day of hours-long sanding and then other work, putting that stuff together, really tore me up. So I'm going to try to do it in small pieces, little blocks of work, so that it doesn't destroy me, so that I can continue to do other stuff. I don't want to wear myself out this week and then feel like shit over the weekend. Yeah, so I'm going to try to get this thing built here, and then from there, I'll just take it over and deal with it. Yep, I totally get it. I totally get it, man. Yeah, for sure, man. No, things are kind of haphazard work-wise, but that's okay. So am I. My hap is really hazarded. I'm hazard-happed. That's all right, though. Like I said, it's coming to the point for a few weeks where I'm not going to want to do shit. Oh, look, it's time already. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, I'm back, baby. There goes the door. They're off. They're out of here. Mom's coming straight back. She's going out. She's not going over to the boys and helping them. She's going over to her friend on the other end of town to help her out. The lady I'm building the gate for. So, yeah. I was just out the other day and I thought, wow, I'm going out into the world, and I don't do that often. So when I do go out into the world, I try not to have that Walmart shopping mentality, right? Flip-flops and a pair of boxers and a, wife beater shirt. I usually, if I've got to go out and do something small even, I will get completely ready to go out, like I'm going out to a party, right? Like, all right, if I'm going to go out, I got to take a shower, I got to get dressed, I got to put on some clean clothes and do this and that and this and that. I mean, unless I'm right in the middle of a job and I just need to run down and grab something to work on this, right? Or I'm out doing stuff and it's like, okay, I'm going to swing in. If I got to go out and do something, and it was like that yesterday, I was like, what the hell is your problem? Just go out. It's like, no, if I'm going to go out, I want to be ready just in case there's an opportunity that arises for me to meet someone new or to hook up with somebody and get some kind of work going on, right? Some kind of little job thing, whether it's for me or for my wife or for my daughter or something, but something. And when you don't have a regular job, a 9-to-5 job, Monday through Friday, and your kind of work is kind of sporadic and haphazard and stuff, you tend to be ready to make a connection and set up some kind of work, right? My wife is kind of like that. I mean, she'll use the opportunity when she's out to network with people and get us something, because we always work together. It's just the way we are. We used to be different. I'd be the guy going out, and she'd go out and help friends and stuff. But now she still goes out and does things with her friends and helps friends out, do projects and things. But when we go out and work, we pretty much work together. As a team. A right arm and a left arm. I take that half, you take that half, we knock it out twice as quick and move on to the next thing to make a few bucks. And that's how our family functions. I don't like to function the way society says I am to function. This is how society says you're supposed to go out and earn a living. I don't do that. Why? Because they say I'm supposed to. My daughter says, can you please make sure my straightener is off? And I will give her a thumbs up. And then I will go make sure her hair straightener is off. Smart kid. All right, let's see. Let's send her a follow-up message here. And I unplugged it. And your door open. Open for a bit while Oliver is still in bed. He's such a sleeper. He will stay in that bed all day. As soon as he comes out, I gotta close that room now. Okay, I unplugged it and left your door open for a while. Oliver is still in bed. Ah, he's so cute. He's so cute. All right, wait for a follow-up message. There we go. Ah, there she is. All right. Anyway, there we go. All right. Well, we're winding down this morning. You know, actually, if my wife wasn't coming straight home this morning, I would consider just taking this on a little bit longer, since I've got to take a hiatus here soon anyway. But I like to have that time in the morning, if and when my wife is around, to hang out, right? Because that's when we hang out as often as we can. Because that's why I married her. I married her because I enjoy her company. First and foremost, we make each other laugh like crazy. We're both easy to get along with, for the most part, as far as day-to-day life and the stresses and hassles of life. You know, we've been through a lot together, so worrying about paying a bill or rent or something is nothing, right? That's not a oh my God, it's an end of the world scenario every month. No, we don't do that shit. We don't live high drama, all right? We keep our drama on fucking television, not in reality. I got no room for that bullshit. I really don't. So I don't deal with people who are into high drama bullshit lives, you know, where the focus is always on something that's happening in their lives. And oh my God, everything is so important right now. It's like, oh God, give me a break. Well, who made you so fucking important that, you know, everybody has to worry about you all the time, right? Says the guy with a YouTube channel where he just talks about himself all the time, you know. I would beg to differ. It's a little bit different in my case, right? I'm using this opportunity and YouTube to kind of record, for posterity's sake, kind of the rest of my life, right? Which could be, it could be any time, right? It really could. You never know. I mean, I have friends that have already passed away. And that makes me feel like, well, every minute could be my last, right? It just could. This cup of coffee could give me a heart attack. This coughing could give me a heart attack. I could die I'd walk outside and get hit by lightning. Anything could happen. Chances are I'm going to have some kind of old guy thing happen that's going to take me out of the picture really quick, right? Or it'll be some old guy thing that'll be some kind of prolonged agony bullshit thing that won't take me out so quick, right? Regardless, my plan is to pretty much stay here during the rest of my time, right? As long as I can. So I've been going back and forth on this hiatus thing, you know, and it's all going to depend on my comfort level, how I feel comfortable being on camera and speaking. I may decide to come back and not speak and do a couple of live shows a week, not speaking, just doing stuff around here, you know, like a silent movie. I might even switch to black and white, age it a little bit, add in some old music, and just have some music playing in the background while I'm puttering around my house here, right? I may record some videos of me puttering around the house and then age it and speed it up just slightly so it looks like it's hand cranked, right? And then add in some 1920s and 30s music and some title cards, some graphics cards, some caption cards. That might be neat to do some silent era type stuff. So look forward to that. I could just grab the sound off of one of those Felix the Cat cartoons, use that 7 or 8 minutes of that sound and do a short video of me doing something in the room here. And age it and go silent with it. You know, why not? So, I mean, I'm reticent to say, yes, I'm going to do this, or no, I'm not going to do that. I just kind of want to let it happen organically. Just keep on that. The main theme of the channel, right, is organic. And time travel. Time travel is probably the reason for the channel. Organic is how the channel should happen. And it should feature me kind of living my life and sharing with you my experiences, right? That's kind of it. And I think it's going to continue kind of along those lines. It just may, the format's going to keep changing. The these dogs here, they're passed out on this chair. Sam and Tootsie. Buddies. So yeah, and that'll give me an opportunity. If I'm not doing this, I'm not, you know, then I'm going to be spending time working on other things. I really need to invest time into learning how to use this stuff better. Right? I've got a lot of stuff at my fingertips, and I'm using like 10% of it. Right? So I need to go to school. I need to sit here and go to school, watch videos, watch tutorials, read diagrams and manuals and that kind of shit, and really learn the ins and outs on how to use all of this stuff. Make notes, make cue cards. You know, if you're going to do this, this is how you get there. Follow this map to get there. Okay, boom. Now I know how to fix that problem. Now I know how to go and start this video. Now I know how to load these things and do this correctly, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Real excited. Real excited. I mean, changes, I like change. Change is good. Change is great. I have been wanting to deal with my whole teeth thing for years, right? Decades of depression have destroyed many parts of me physically, right? My teeth, my stomach, my back, my lungs. I spent so much time giving myself over depression that it finally won, right? I no longer feel that those pangs of depression as sharp anymore and for as long periods of time, but the damage is done. Physically, the damage is done. It's already too late to save my teeth, too late to save most of my body, right? I'm just kind of hanging on as long as I can, to do as much as I can while I can. That's it. You know, as long as I can go to concerts with my daughter and enjoy myself to some extent, I'm going to keep doing that. As long as she needs me to take her back and forth to school when mom can't, I'm going to do that. As long as I can do the things that I'm supposed to do and want to do and need to do, I'm going to continue doing that until it's just done. You know? What else can you do? Boo-hoo? I've done enough of that. I've done so much of that. But the thing is that I'm a happier person now. I just am. I don't know how it happened. Maybe it was those mushrooms I took a few years back and did that microdosing. Maybe it was the friend that I helped big time and all I got was screwed, you know. Maybe it was that did it. Maybe it was my father passing away. Maybe it was realizing that the only real true family I have is my wife's family, right? And the family that I created here, these two people that live in the house with me. You know, there's a lot of things that I guess made me realize that I needed to do this, you know. But probably mortality was the biggest factor, you know, realizing that we all either build our pyramids and get remembered, or we get forgotten within a generation or two of our exit, right? And I'm thinking, well, gosh, the only way that I'm really gonna, you know, live, right, is through my wife and daughter. That's kind of that's my success, my wife and daughter. That's my monument, is my daughter. My monument to me having been here is my daughter, and her success. You know, that means a lot to me. Yeah. This YouTube thing is like probably one of my biggest monuments to my life, because it has a lot of the things that made me a lot from the 70s and 80s, a lot of old-time radio shows. I am going to be investing more time in that angle of, look, this is, I'm who I am because of this, right? So I'm going to be looking to get my voice back as quick as possible so that I can continue with this and with the music, with the storytelling, with the, you know, everything that I need to do and have a voice. I need to have a voice to do it. So I'm just going to keep on keeping on. Keeping on. Yeah, it's going to be real easy to just spin this whole thing around and put it over into that corner and create my little office there. I can put up curtains, I can close it off, I can have music and movies and everything going on in there. I can control the stereo over here from that end of the room. I can keep my cameras pointed in here, so I can put this reel-to-reel up here next to that radio and do my old-time radio shows and all of the stuff I have on reel. I can record it there from the other side of the room, have all of my cables and stuff sent over there. Most of it's coming from that side of the room anyway, so it's going to be real easy to just... Now the bummer is that underneath that bed I'm using for storage, that day bed there, I've got storage underneath there. So I've got keyboards, I've got all kinds of 8-track tapes and video stuff and cameras and amplifier and all kinds of crap in there. So that is all going to have a home, right? So that's the only bummer about moving things over, pardon me, about moving things over there, is it is going to create the need for more storage area, right? And unfortunately, I'm running out of storage area really quick, right? straightened out here a little bit. Good old Bud Man. Yeah. And then, so I'll probably turn that little cubby room into a little studio / music room where I can sit and use my hands and practice things on the piano and the ukulele and the mandolin, and try to get those parts of me ready for when I come back. Do a lot of video work ahead of time, so when I come back I just need to get my voice in there. Create a lot of video and use other people's voices, because I think I'm gonna invest myself completely into this whole reunion donation t-shirt thing, the committees, the house, getting everything ready to roll. I'm going to devote myself like 100% into all of that for the couple of months that I'll be without a voice. So when I come back, it'll be like, okay, we're going after the house, we're going after the music, the musicians, we're going after this, we're doing this, we're getting it done. We've got a lot of shirts going on, and that's, I need to take a chunk of shirt money and give it to the person who's going to be doing our housing and have them get the house booked. And I need to take another chunk of money and I need to get it to the musicians and the bands and stuff that are going to be there, find all of the things that we're going to need to pull this off. Like, we're going to probably buy like a half dozen tents and air mattresses and bedding and set up tent bedrooms outside on the property that we're going to rent, as well as have room for people to bring and park an RV or a trailer or have something delivered for the week, right? So all of these things need to come up in a big 30-minute infomercial that explains everything: how to donate, where to sign up, where to get your ticket, where to get a shirt, everything. Where to donate your time, how to sign up for one of the committees. Every infomercial should be a little different and offer a little more information and be a little step closer and be able to say, okay, look, we've got this accomplished now. We still need people for this, right? It should be one of those things. And if I get other people, other faces, other voices doing these and asking for help, it's really going to go a long way to make this happen. So actually having this whole dental procedure and having my voice removed and being forced to ask for other people's help is kind of like a blessing in disguise, right? I hate to use that word, but that's what it is, right? It's a gift, so I need to use it as that. And go after people and say, hey, look, I can't talk. For months, I can't talk. Help me out. Be my voice. Can you record these words? Can you record these sentences for me? If you don't feel comfortable saying it, could you rewrite it so that you feel comfortable saying it, and then record it audio? And then send me the photos of you in those t-shirts. And then send me a little video, 20 or 30 seconds of you saying, hey, I can't wait to see everybody at the reunion. Please donate today. Something like that. Something quick and easy. And what I'll probably do is I'll create some short videos. Once I get the t-shirts in, I'll create some short videos and do a first commercial. Hopefully before I lose the ability to speak. And get the audio, the video knocked out, and then put that together and send out shirts, so that I'll do a first one, and then the follow-up one will be somebody else. It'll be somebody else in a shirts, somebody else doing some voiceovers, somebody else doing pictures and videos, and then we'll go to the next person, and the next person, and the next person. And if I can somehow work in a 20 questions, or create a 20 questions show in itself. Look, you and you get together, work out the 20 questions, how you want to do it, video chat me, I'll record it all, edit it, and put it on, right? So there's that. going to work. It's going to happen. I've already come too far and invested way too much time, way too much of other people's money, way too much of other people's confidence to back out. I have no choice but to keep going with this. So, on that note, I am going to check out this morning and do other stuff that I need in my life to make my life move forward. All right? So, for now, I will bid you a fond farewell until tomorrow morning, and then I will be back at I'll be back at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, and I will see you then. Until then, remember to stay kind, spread peace and love, not bullshit, and most especially, people, remember to stay weird, right? Do something for yourself, but do something for somebody else too, because we're not alone. All right, love you, people. Adios. I will see you tomorrow morning. Take care. Bye now.